Chapter 306. The three of them were pressed under the stones, and no one could move. Lin Momo also asked nervously, "Haodong, you're vomiting blood. Are you okay?" Qin Haodong said, "It's okay. It's just a small injury. I won't die." Qi Weiner said, "Don't worry. Sister Wushuang will come to save us soon." Although she had enough cultivation and could easily rush out of the ruins, it would inevitably aggravate Qin Haodong's injury. What she could do now was to wait quietly for help. Then, the three of them were quiet, and no one spoke. Qin Haodong's posture remained the same. He was still like an eagle, protecting the two women in his arms with his two arms. Under the heavy pressure of the ruins, he could not move at all, and he could not even wipe the blood on the corner of his mouth. Qi Weiner's heart was full of warmth and sweetness for being protected in Qin Haodong's arms. As the eldest daughter of the Qin family, she had always put down her pride to pursue Qin Haodong. Although she had enough courage and had a deep love for Qin Haodong, she still had a little regret in her heart. In her opinion, Qin Haodong had always refused her before. Although he finally agreed to let her be his girlfriend, he must love Lin Momo more. Through what happened today, she had seen that she and Lin Momo were equally important in Qin Haodong's heart, and he could also protect them at the risk of his life. Thinking about it, she was a little crazy. She even hoped that time would stop at this moment, and she would live in this love forever. At this time, a drop of warm liquid fell on her cheek. Qi Weiner then realized that Qin Haodong was still suffering from serious internal injuries, and he could not even wipe the blood on the corner of his mouth. Thinking of this, she gently raised her chin, stretched out the tip of her tongue, and licked the blood on the corner of Qin Haodong's mouth. For a moment, a strong smell of blood filled her taste buds, but there was only love in her heart. Qin Haodong was slightly stunned. He did not expect that Qi Weiner would help him wipe the blood in this unique way. Fortunately, it was absolutely dark under the ruins, and the small movements between them were not seen by Lin Momo, which saved him some embarrassment. Lin Momo didn't say anything. Her heart was full of guilt and self-blame. If she hadn't had that night with Tang long before, she wouldn't have brought trouble to Qin Haodong, let alone hurt him. But she could never imagine that without that encounter, she would not have fallen in love with Qin Haodong today. Outside the ruins, when the explosion occurred, Saber and the others immediately rushed over and began to rescue the three people under the ruins. Then the entire Daddy Security Company sounded the alarm. Naylan Wushuang immediately rushed to the scene of the explosion with Zhang Tiniu and the others. Seeing the destroyed room, Naylan Wushuang asked, "What happened? What happened here?" Saber raised his head in a hurry and said, "I don't know why there was an explosion. Boss, Miss Lin, and Miss Qin were all buried under it." Hearing that Qin Haodong was pressed under the ruins, Naylan Wushuang's face suddenly changed and she shouted in a hoarse voice, "Hurry up and save him." After saying that, she was the first to rush in. Although there were many people in Daddy Security Company, the area of the ruins was very small. In the end, only Naylan Wushuang, Zhang Tiniu, and the others carried out the emergency rescue in the front. Fortunately, these people were all masters at the covert power level, and their speed was much faster than ordinary people. About 5 minutes later, they faintly saw the three people who were buried under the ruins. Naylan Wushuang asked eagerly, "Haodong, how are you? Are you all right?" Afraid that Qin Haodong's words would affect his injury, Qi Wan rushed to say, "Sister Wushuang, we are fine. Haodong is injured." Hearing that Qin Haodong's life was not in danger, Naylan Wushuang was relieved, and then she hurriedly shouted, "Everyone, hurry up and get Haodong out." A few minutes later, everyone cleared away the debris on top of the three people. Qi Wan moved and walked out of the debris with Qin Haodong in her arms. "Haodong, how are you? Is your injury serious?" Naylan Wushuang's face was full of concern, and Zhang Tiniu, Saber and the others were also watching nervously. Qin Haodong smiled with difficulty and said, "I'm fine. It's just a little internal injury. I just need to find a place for me to circulate my qi and regulate my breathing. Qi Wan hurriedly carried him to a clean room, carefully put him on the ground, and then helped him sit cross-legged. Qin Haodong took out a healing elixir, put it into his mouth, and began to treat his injury. Qi Wan and the others left the room and gently closed the door. Nalan Wushuang asked, "What the hell is going on? Why did it suddenly explode?" Qi Wan told them about the cyborg, and finally said, "It was my fault. I thought it would be fine after the signal was cut off. I didn't expect that the cyborg was equipped with a self-exploding device. Haodong was injured in order to protect us." Lin Momo said with self-blame, "It has nothing to do with Sister Wan, It's my fault. If it weren't for me, these things wouldn't have happened." Nalan Wushuang comforted them and said, "Well, it's over. Don't blame yourself. Fortunately, Haodong was only a little injured, and there was not much danger." After that, the three of them stopped talking and quietly waited in front of Qin Haodong's door. They all loved the same person and knew each other's mind, but they didn't have much hostility at this time. They just hoped that Qin Haodong could get better as soon as possible. Qin Haodong seemed to spit out 2 mouthfuls of blood, but in fact, his internal injury was not too serious. It was just because the explosion was too violent that his internal organs were shaken. However, the genuine qi of evergreen tree was the best healing medicine. After running the genuine qi 3 times, his injuries were almost healed. An hour later, he walked out of the room in high spirits, but his ragged clothes looked a little funny. "Haodong, how are you? Are you all right?" Seeing him walking out of the room, the 3 women all wanted to jump into his arms, but when they thought of the other 2, they restrained themselves. The atmosphere was a little awkward for a while. "I'm fine. Are you hurt?" Qin Haodong said to Lin Momo and Qi Wan. "We're fine, too." The 2 answered together. After that, the 4 people gathered together, as if they had lost a common topic for a while. Just when Qin Haodong wanted to ease the awkward atmosphere, Lin Momo's cell phone suddenly rang. The phone was from Lu Yage. When Lin Momo pressed the answer button, she heard Lu Yage say eagerly, "Momo, is that you? Are you all right? How is Haodong? Is he all right?" It was very quiet around, and Lu Yage's eager voice could be heard clearly by others. Lin Momo was stunned at first, and then she said, "I'm fine, and Haodong is fine. What's wrong with you? Why do you suddenly ask about this?" "It's okay. It's okay. It really scared me to death." On the other side of the phone, Lu Yage breathed a sigh of relief and said, "I don't know who made the rumor that you and Haodong were assassinated by killers and both of you were blown up. Now the internet is full of such rumors. Now many reporters have rushed to Tangmen Company after hearing the news, and they are waiting outside the door. And the employees in the company have also heard the news. They are so flustered that they can't produce normally. Sister Lu, don't worry. Tell the employees that we are fine and will go back soon. Let them work at ease. Tell the reporters to wait for a while. When they see me and Haodong, they will automatically refute the rumors." Lin Momo hung up the phone and turned to look at Qin Haodong. "It seems that Wilson Company must think that we are dead, so they spread this rumor. The purpose is to destroy the production of the blood revival elixir." Qin Haodong took Lin Momo's hand and said, "Let's go back now." "Wait a minute." Nalan Wushuang said, "Look at you now. Anyone who sees you will know that you were indeed assassinated. You should take a bath and change your clothes before going back." Qin Haodong and Lin Momo looked at each other. Both of them were covered in dust and their clothes were ragged. It was really not suitable for them to appear in public. So they quickly rushed into the bathroom of Daddy Security Company and took a bath as fast as they could. Nalan Wushuang found 2 new sets of clothes for them to change into. Then they got in the car and rushed to Tangmen Traditional Chinese Medicine Company under the escort of Saber and others. After getting in the car, Qin Haodong took out his mobile phone and looked at it. At this time, the news about him and Lin Momo had dominated the headlines of major online media. Qin Haodong, the inventor of the blood revival elixir, was assassinated at noon today. I don't know whether it was a crime of passion or murder. Qin Haodong, the major shareholder of Tangmen Traditional Chinese Medicine Company, and Lin Momo, the president, both died because of a third party. The blood revival elixir is a scam. The patient died after taking the elixir, and his family killed the inventor. Qin Haodong, the blood revival elixir can cure leukemia is a complete lie. When the country is about to investigate, the person in charge both committed suicide. All kinds of news about them were flooding the internet, but they all had one thing in common. They all believed that Qin Haodong and Lin Momo were dead. These news caused a stir on the internet. However, due to the tight security of Daddy Security Company, there were no pictures of the explosion. At the same time, it also caused many people to speculate and doubt. Qin Haodong handed the mobile phone to Lin Momo and said with a smile, "It seems that the people of Wilson's company are quite confident. They think that they can kill me with a cyborg. I wonder how surprised they will be when we show up." Lin Momo put down the mobile phone, looked at him with burning eyes, and said, "In fact, it's not their fault. If you hadn't risked your life to protect me today, I would have been dead now." Qin Haodong said, "In fact, I was too careless. I forgot that these people could do something to a cyborg. Otherwise, this wouldn't have happened." Lin Momo sighed and said, "In the final analysis, it's my fault. If I hadn't been drunk, this wouldn't have happened." Qin Haodong didn't want her to blame herself, so he quickly comforted her. "How can you say that? If you hadn't been drunk, we wouldn't have such a lovely daughter like Tang Tang." Lin Momo didn't speak again, but she was still depressed. While talking, they returned to Tangmen Company. As soon as they entered the door, they were immediately surrounded by a large group of reporters. Qin Haodong took Lin Momo's hand and walked out of the car together. The cameras in the reporters' hands flashed. When they saw that the two of them were intact, all the rumors on the internet disappeared. Of course, these reporters didn't want to go back without accomplishing anything, so they gathered around and asked, "Mr. Qin, have you seen the news on the internet? What do you think about it? President Lin, where did you and Mr. Qin go? Dr. Qin, it's widely said on the internet that you and Miss Lin met a killer. Is it true?" Qin Haodong stopped and said, "Momo and I are standing here. You should know that the rumors on the internet are all rumors. Those who have evil intentions against Tangmen Company will pay the price sooner or later." As he said this, he looked at the camera with a deep gaze. Chapter 307. In the underground laboratory of M Country, Davis was shocked when he saw Qin Haodong on the big screen. It was as if Qin Haodong's eyes had pierced the depths of his soul. Garnett smashed the wine glass in his hand onto the ground and roared angrily, "Devil! Is he a devil? Why didn't he die? Why didn't so many explosives kill him?" After Davis returned to normal, he said, "I told you that Qin Haodong is not simple. Your plan number 1 won't work at all. If I want to get the formula of the blood revival elixir, I can only rely on my plan number 2. Garnett said, "Your plan number 2 is too slow. Why don't you use my plan number 3? Davis looked at him and said, "Why don't you use your plan number 3 and I'll use my plan number 2. Let's see who will succeed in the end." Garnett said angrily, "I won't lose to you this time." Davis chuckled. "My dear old buddy, what you should do now is to transfer $10 million to my account. My little lover has been wanting an Aston Martin sports car from me for a long time. Now you can buy it for her." After that, he left the laboratory happily, leaving Garnett with an angry face. At Tangmen Traditional Chinese Medicine Company, when the workers saw that Qin Haodong and Lin Momo had come back intact, they immediately devoted themselves to the production of the blood revival elixir. Things had finally stabilized, but Lin Momo's low mood had not been relieved. This situation continued until the evening. Even when the little fellow had fallen asleep, she still stared at the ceiling with dull eyes. No one knew what she was thinking about. Qin Haodong pulled her hand and said, "Momo, what are you thinking about?" Lin Momo remained silent and did not speak. Qin Haodong came to her side, lay down close to her, and said, "What's wrong? Are you unhappy? Do you want to go to the next room and I'll let you feel like a knight?" He had wanted to make Lin Momo happy, but as soon as he said this, Lin Momo threw herself into his arms and cried. Qin Haodong quickly comforted her. "What's wrong? Why are you crying? Did today's explosion scare you?" Lin Momo choked and said, "Haodong, I don't deserve you. Were you scared by today's explosion? Why are you spouting nonsense? Look at you, you're so beautiful, and you're also the CEO of 2 companies. I'm the one who doesn't deserve you." Lin Momo continued to choke with sobs, "But I didn't give my first time to you. On the contrary, I brought you so much trouble. If I hadn't made a mistake that time, Wilson Company wouldn't have found the flaw and come to trouble us again and again. This is not your fault at all. But I blame myself. It's my fault. I don't deserve you." Lin Momo suddenly pushed him away and said, "Let's break up." Qin Haodong said in surprise, "What are you talking about? We were fine, why did we break up? You are so outstanding. I can see that both Wushuang and Wan are like you. They are both good girls. Any one of them would be better than me. Go find them. Don't come to me again." Qin Haodong was speechless. He didn't expect that today's explosion would have such a big side effect, evoking Lin Momo's infinite inferiority complex. "Momo, don't think that way. In fact, I really don't care." "You don't care, but I do. I'm a woman who has given birth to a child. I don't deserve you." Lin Momo cried excitedly, "Go now. We'll have a working relationship in the future. Don't have any private contact." Qin Haodong didn't expect that Lin Momo would care so much about this matter. Originally, he wanted to tell her the secret when he reached the Gold Core realm. Now it seemed that he had to do it in advance. "Momo, in fact, there's a secret I've been hiding from you. Some people said that women were the most curious animals." Sure enough, although Lin Momo was out of control at this time, she still asked, "What secret?" Qin Haodong said, "Actually, I'm Tang Long." Lin Momo was stunned at first, and then she said with shame and indignation, "Qin Haodong, is this interesting? There have been 2 fake Tang Long, and you're still laughing at me with this. I'm really Tang Long." Qin Haodong said, "You must believe me. Otherwise, why do you think I could tell at a glance that those 2 were fake? Because I'm the real one." "Qin Haodong, don't you think this reason is very funny? Let's part on good terms. Go now." It was no wonder that Lin Momo couldn't believe it. No one would associate Qin Haodong with Tang Long. "I'm telling the truth. Listen to me." Qin Haodong began to tell the story from the night he met Lin Momo to the cultivation world, and how he failed the tribulation and was reincarnated in Qin Haodong's body. Lin Momo was completely dumbfounded. It took her 3 minutes to digest what Qin Haodong had said. Then she asked incredulously, "Haodong, are you sure you're not telling a story?" "Of course not." Qin Haodong said, "Although I'm a little lazy, I still like to give birth myself. I don't like other people's children. The reason why I'm so good to Tang Tang is that she's my daughter. So don't have any psychological burden. I'm your first man, and Tang Tang is also my daughter. The 3 of us are a family." Lin Momo looked at Qin Haodong in a daze. Then she shook her head and said, "It's impossible. You must have made up a story to deceive me. It's impossible." Qin Haodong said with a wry smile, "It's because my experience is so unbelievable that I haven't told you. But it's true. I don't believe it. I still can't believe you're Tang Long." Seeing that Lin Momo didn't believe him, Qin Haodong thought for a moment and said, "Well, I'll tell you what happened that night. You can tell me if I'm Tang Long." After a pause, he said, "We stayed in the Orange Hotel that night. We used your ID card to get the room. The room number was 508. Lin Momo was slightly stunned and said, "Although what you said is correct, the people of Wilson Company can also find it. It doesn't prove that you're Tang Long. Well, you were wearing a white dress and red high heels that day. It's not a secret. Many people can see it." Seeing that Lin Momo didn't believe him, Qin Haodong finally took out his trump card. "You were wearing a black bra and a pair of black lace shorts that day." Well, Lin Momo didn't expect that Qin Haodong would even say this. Her eyes suddenly widened, and then her face turned red. Since he had opened his mouth, Qin Haodong didn't mean to stop. He continued, "You didn't like being a knight until today. The first time that night was when you pushed me down. You did it 5 times in a row. You were on top of me 3 times. Later, you bit my left shoulder." As he was speaking, Lin Momo covered his mouth with her hand. Shock, joy, and shyness. At this time, Lin Momo's emotions were extremely complicated. What he had just said was the absolute privacy of her and Tang Long. It was impossible for others to know in any case. It seemed that Qin Haodong didn't lie. He was really the reincarnation of Tang Long. Although she completely believed him in her heart, she couldn't help but ask, "Are you really Tang Long?" Qin Haodong said solemnly, "I told you that I am Tang Long. Do you want me to repeat what happened that night? You bad guy, why didn't you tell me earlier?" Lin Momo threw herself into Qin Haodong's arms and cried again, but this time her tears were more of joy. Although God played a joke on her, in the end, this perfect man was sent back to her. Qin Haodong also held Lin Momo tightly in his arms. After telling this secret, Lin Momo no longer had any obstacles in her heart. He also felt much more relaxed. They could be together in the future without any burden. After a moment of hugging, Lin Momo's mood slowly returned to normal. She said, "Haodong, do you think Wilson Company will come to trouble us again in the future?" Qin Haodong said, "Let them come. It's no big deal. Sometimes bad things can become good things." Although he had excellent medical skills, he didn't know how to run a company. Lin Momo was also involved in the pharmaceutical industry for the first time. Tangmen Traditional Chinese Medicine Company had just been established, so there must be some flaws and hidden dangers. In contrast, Wilson Company, which was in the light, was just a whetstone to help them test their flaws. It was much better than being stabbed by other competitors in the future. Only by solving all the existing problems could they go further. That was why he was not in a hurry to find Davis to settle accounts. "Well, with you here, I'm not afraid of anything." Lin Momo snuggled in Qin Haodong's arms, listening to him talk about interesting things in the cultivation world. Occasionally, she would pour out what had been on her mind over the years. That night, the two of them did not sleep. Because of this experience, Lin Momo had become colder and colder in recent years. It was not until Qin Haodong appeared that she slowly improved. However, it was only improved, but not completely removed. It was not until this moment that her heart was completely opened, and she regained her enthusiastic and unrestrained character. The next day, Lin Momo and Qin Haodong went out of the room to do morning exercises. Although they didn't sleep all night, they looked full of spirit. "Dad, good morning." Lin Momo stepped forward and greeted Lin Ziyuan, who was practicing Tai Chi. Lin Ziyuan trembled all over and almost sprained his waist. He hadn't heard his daughter say good morning to him for many years. What was wrong with her today? He rubbed his eyes and looked at Lin Momo, thinking that he had just heard it wrong. "Dad, why are you looking at me like this? Don't you know me?" Lin Momo said with a smile like a flower. "Momo, are you all right?" Lin Ziyuan was shocked by his daughter's great change. He was really afraid that Lin Momo had been stimulated. Nothing. You practice Tai Chi slowly. I'm going to run with Haodong. After that, she took Qin Haodong's hand and they ran together to the path of the villa area. Looking at Lin Momo's back, Lin Ziyuan's eyes flashed. His once enthusiastic and cheerful daughter finally came back, all thanks to the appearance of Qin Haodong. The family had a happy breakfast together. When Qin Haodong was about to go to work with Lin Momo, the phone in his pocket rang. It was Gao Fengwen. Mr. Gao, what's the matter? Qin Haodong pressed the answer button and said. He had great respect for this old man who devoted himself to the cause of traditional Chinese medicine. Here's the thing, Dr. Qin. At 9:00 this morning, our Jiangnan Chinese Medicine Association will have a meeting. Do you have time to attend? Gao Fengwen said very politely. Although Qin Haodong was much younger than him, his character and medical skills had completely won his respect. When speaking, he even used honorifics. Chapter 308. Alright, please tell me the location, Elder Gao. I'll be there in a moment. Qin Haodong was very concerned about traditional Chinese medicine, so he immediately agreed. That's great, Dr. Qin. I was afraid that you wouldn't come. Gao Fengwen excitedly told Qin Haodong an address. Qin Haodong and Lin Momo sent the little fellow to the kindergarten and then drove in the direction of the address. When they arrived, they found that it was an abandoned primary school that looked a little shabby. As soon as he parked the car, Gao Fengwen, Zhong Sihai, and Shen Xiangfu greeted him. Dr. Qin, you are here. The three of them warmly greeted each other. Qin Haodong responded to them one by one and asked, Mr. Gao, is our Chinese Medicine Practitioner Association working here? Gao Fengwen said awkwardly, I'm sorry, Dr. Qin. The office conditions here are a bit bad, but our Jiangnan Traditional Chinese Medicine Association is a non-governmental organization set up by us old guys. We don't have any funds or office space, so we can only make do here. Shen Xiangfu said, it was old Gao who found this place. He once cured the illness of the principal of this primary school, so he temporarily borrowed it as the office of our Chinese Medicine Practitioner Association. But I heard that this primary school will be auctioned soon. I don't know where we can move in the future. While talking, several people crowded around Qin Haodong and walked into the office room of the Chinese Medicine Practitioner Association. It used to be a primary school conference room. Although it looked a little shabby, it was still very spacious. There were already 70 or 80 people sitting in it. These people didn't look young. Some of them were even a few years older than Gao Fengwen. Their eyebrows and beards showed that they were real old Chinese medicine practitioners. After entering the door, Gao Fengwen said to the crowd, let me introduce you to Qin Haodong, the medical sage of the Jiangnan Chinese Medicine Circle. He once cured old Maldini's head tumor without surgery. A few days ago, he defeated the Neon People's provocation of the Jiangnan Chinese Medicine Circle. Now, he invented the blood revival elixir that shocked the whole country. Dr. Qin has brought honor to our traditional Chinese medicine and let the whole world see the ability of our traditional Chinese medicine. He is the leader of our traditional Chinese medicine and the pride of our Jiangnan traditional Chinese medicine. Let's applaud and welcome him. After his introduction, the audience immediately applauded. Although the old men were old, they were still very excited to see Qin Haodong. Medical sage, you are the pride of Chinese medicine. Medical sage, I want to learn from you. I want to be your disciple. Medical sage, you are my idol. I heard that you are not married yet. Be my son-in-law. Qin Haodong was startled by these old men. He didn't expect them to be so enthusiastic at such an age. What was going on with the old man who asked him to be his son-in-law? You look over 80 years old. Your daughter should be at least 50 years old, right? Shen Xiangfu said, Dr. Qin, we old guys often talk about the miracles you have created in traditional Chinese medicine. Everyone admires you very much. Gao Fengwen said, Dr. Qin, you are the role model of our traditional Chinese medicine community. Can you join our Jiangnan Chinese Medicine Association? He was smiling when he spoke, but Qin Haodong felt weird, like an old fox looking at a chicken, but he couldn't figure out what was wrong. Zhong Sihai also said, yes, Dr. Qin, the Chinese Medicine Practitioner Association is full of old men like us. We are in urgent need of a young and promising force like you. Shen Xiangfu said to the audience, let's applaud together and welcome Dr. Qin to our Chinese Medicine Association. There was a burst of applause in the venue. Although these people were not young, they were worthy of studying traditional Chinese medicine. They were all in good health, and their applause was no less than that of the young people. The applause was like thunder and lasted for a long time. Qin Haodong was moved by everyone's enthusiasm. He said, well, since you don't mind my young age and lack of experience, I will join our Chinese Medicine Association. Gao Fengwen said excitedly, that's great, Dr. Qin. Welcome to our Chinese Medicine Association. Next, he asked Qin Haodong to sit on the rostrum with the three of them, and then said to the audience, today is the triennial election of our Jiangnan Chinese Medicine Association. I propose that Dr. Qin be the president of our Chinese Medicine Association. Shen Xiangfu and Zhong Sihai also said, we also propose that Dr. Qin be the president of our Jiangnan Chinese Medicine Association. Only then did Qin Haodong know what the problem was. It turned out that these old guys invited him to join them in order to make him the president of the Chinese Medicine Association. He quickly said, Mr. Gao, everyone, this is not appropriate. I just joined the association. How can I be our president? There's nothing inappropriate about it. Gao Fengwen said with a smile, according to the rules of our Jiangnan Chinese Medicine Association, the next president will be nominated by the previous president, as long as you are a member of our association. If everyone votes more than 50%, you will immediately become the next president. Then, he said to the audience, now, let's vote. Those who agree that Dr. Qin will be the president of our Jiangnan Chinese Medicine Association, please raise your hand. As soon as he finished speaking, all the old men under the stage raised their hands and some even raised both hands. It was no wonder. Although Qin Haodong looked a little young, his achievements on behalf of traditional Chinese medicine were solid enough to win the respect of these seniors. Well, it's a unanimous decision. Gao Fengwen turned to Qin Haodong and said, President Qin, from now on, the Chinese Medicine Association will be handed over to you. I'm officially retiring. Qin Haodong was still in a daze. How did he join the Chinese Medicine Practitioner Association and become the president of the association in a daze? Mr. Gao, this is not appropriate. It's really not appropriate. You are highly respected. The position of president must be yours. Don't make it difficult for me. Gao Fengwen stopped smiling and sighed. Dr. Qin, to tell you the truth, I'm really ashamed of the title of president of the Chinese Medicine Association. You know the current situation of traditional Chinese medicine. In order to save the decline of traditional Chinese medicine, we old men gathered together to establish the Jiangnan Chinese Medicine Association in order to make traditional Chinese medicine have a better development, so that the treasure handed down by our ancestors will not disappear in our hands. But 9 years have passed. Although we have worked hard, we have achieved little. Traditional Chinese medicine is still going downhill every day until you showed up and gave us hope. It's not that I'm modest, but old people have limited energy and are old-fashioned. Dr. Qin, you have medical skills and ability, so I think the position of president of the Chinese Medicine Association must be yours. Only under your leadership can traditional Chinese medicine have the hope of revitalizing. Speaking of this, Gao Fengwen stood up and bowed deeply to Qin Haodong. Our Gao family has been practicing medicine for generations. Chinese medicine is the treasure of the whole Wuxia. Everyone here doesn't want to see the foundation handed down by our ancestors be destroyed in the hands of our generation. We won't be able to face our ancestors after we die. Dr. Qin, I beg you, for the future of traditional Chinese medicine, please take this hard job. After he finished speaking, under the leadership of Zhong Sihai and Shen Xiangfu, all the old Chinese medicine practitioners in the room bowed to Qin Haodong and shouted, Dr. Qin, for the sake of traditional Chinese medicine, please be the president. Looking at these white-haired old men, Qin Haodong's heart was full of emotion. Although traditional Chinese medicine was declining, after all, there were still people working hard. They were fighting. Seniors, since you all value me so much, then I won't refuse anymore. Qin Haodong said loudly, I promise you that from today on, I will do my best to revitalize traditional Chinese medicine. As long as I, Qin Haodong, am alive, I will fight for the cause of traditional Chinese medicine. I will never regret it. I will never flinch. I will never regret it. I will never flinch. The old Chinese medicine practitioners present were ignited by his words, so they raised their arms and shouted together. After the new president was elected, everyone sat down again. Gao Fengwen said to Qin Haodong, President, please say a few words for us. I'm not in a hurry. Let me know the situation of our Chinese Medicine Association first. Qin Haodong said, Mr. Gao, the purpose of setting up the Jiangnan Chinese Medicine Association is to develop traditional Chinese medicine. What has the association done around this goal? Gao Fengwen said, our Chinese Medicine Association mainly carries out two things. First, we regularly provide free medical treatment to the people and expand the influence of traditional Chinese medicine. Second, we carry out internal communication in the association to exchange treatment experience with each other for difficult and complicated diseases. Qin Haodong nodded and asked, that's all? Nothing else? Gao Fengwen said with a little embarrassment, that's all we can do at the moment. Qin Haodong sighed secretly. No wonder the Chinese Medicine Association hadn't developed much for so many years. They hadn't found the direction of development from the root. It was a good thing to provide free medical treatment to the people, but it was still far from revitalizing traditional Chinese medicine by relying on this alone. The internal communication was far from perfect. People in the traditional Chinese medicine industry were used to keeping their own secrets. It was okay for them to exchange experience with each other, but no one was willing to take out their own unique skills. In the end, some unique skills and secret recipes were slowly lost. He asked again, Mr. Gao, how many people are there in our association? 78 in total. How many traditional Chinese medicine practitioners are there in Jiangnan City? Gao Fengwen said, about 300 people have registered with the Sanitary Bureau and obtained the physician's qualification certificate. Oh! Only 78 out of 300 traditional Chinese medicine practitioners had joined. Qin Haodong said, it seems that the coverage of our Chinese Medicine Association is not enough. Shen Xiangfu said, there are not many people in our Chinese Medicine Association. There are several main reasons for this. On the one hand, the purpose of our association is to develop traditional Chinese medicine. We often go out for free medical treatment, which is unprofitable. This makes some traditional Chinese medicine practitioners who only want to make money very disapprove of us and choose to refuse to join. There are 5 famous clinics in the field of traditional Chinese medicine in Jiangnan, including Mr. Gao's Des Ho Hall, Mr. Zhong's Huichun Hall, Fu Hailong's Xuanhu Hall, Lu Baikuan's Jishir Hall, and my Baichao Hall. Now 3 of the leaders of the 5 clinics have come, and the other 2 old guys are greedy for money. They have never thought about how to make money if traditional Chinese medicine really collapses. Speaking of this, Shen Xiangfu looked very angry. After calming down, he continued, there are also some people who are used to fighting on their own and don't want to join our organization. In addition to those who don't want to join us, there are also some people we don't want. These people are not good enough. The purpose of joining the Chinese Medicine Association is to gild themselves, so that they can use the name of the Chinese Medicine Association to deceive people to make money. Their motives are not pure. We directly refuse such people. After he finished speaking, Qin Haodong basically knew the current situation of the Chinese Medicine Association. Gao Fengwen looked at Qin Haodong, who was thoughtful, and said, "President Qin, you are young and have a flexible mind. Do you have any good ideas for the future development of our Chinese Medicine Association?" Chapter 309. Then I'll talk about my personal opinion. Qin Haodong looked at the audience and said, "I have 3 opinions about the next development of the Chinese Medicine Practitioner Association. First, we should improve our internal communication. Mr. Gao just said that we had internal communication before, but it was limited to the exchange of experience between each other. It couldn't improve each other's medical skills. What I want to say is that everyone should take out their unique skills and at least take out a part for others to learn. Only in this way can we really improve our medical skills. Only when our medical skills are improved will the development of traditional Chinese medicine not be empty talk." After he said that, the audience was silent. Although everyone agreed with Qin Haodong, people were selfish. Some old Chinese medicine practitioners claimed that their treatment methods were ancestral secret prescriptions, which were not passed on to outsiders. How could they take them out? Gao Fengwen frowned slightly. In his opinion, Qin Haodong's idea was still a little naive and unrealistic. Many Chinese medicine practitioners regarded their secret prescriptions as more important than their lives. How could they take them out and share them with others? Qin Haodong said, "I know what you are thinking. Chinese medicine belongs to our Wuxia people. As long as you take out your unique skills, it will benefit the people of Wuxia. Of course, I don't want you to make contributions for free. I want to set up an evaluation group with Mr. Gao and a few others. After everyone takes out their secret prescriptions, we will evaluate them and give them financial compensation according to the value of the secret prescriptions, starting from 10,000 yuan and up to 1 million yuan." The audience was in an uproar. No one had expected that the young president would make such a big offer as soon as he took office. The huge reward was enough to move everyone, but they knew the Chinese Medicine Practitioner Association's financial resources. Even the venue was borrowed. How could they have the money to give out bonuses? Qin Haodong continued, "As the president, let me start first. I have a set of acupuncture methods of yin-yang acupuncture. I'm willing to give it to our Chinese Medicine Practitioner Association for free. After the meeting, I'll print it into a book and give it to everyone." "What? Yin-yang acupuncture?" Gao Fengwen and the others were shocked by Qin Haodong's words. When they heard Qin Haodong said yin-yang acupuncture, they suddenly opened their mouths in surprise. As old doctors of traditional Chinese medicine, it was impossible for them not to have heard of the yin-yang acupuncture. It was definitely one of the top 5 acupuncture techniques in the history of traditional Chinese medicine in Wuxia. It had a miraculous effect on balancing yin and yang and dredging meridians. However, it had been lost for many years. They did not expect that Qin Haodong would have this acupuncture technique and share it with them for free. The exchange is just an idea of mine. We'll discuss it later. Qin Haodong continued, "My second idea is to establish a school of traditional Chinese medicine. If we want to develop traditional Chinese medicine, it's definitely not enough to rely on the seniors. No matter how well you do, after 10 or 20 years, when you pass away, who will we rely on?" He had to rely on the younger generation. Therefore, if we want to develop traditional Chinese medicine, we must establish a foothold and cultivate young people. This time, Gao Fengwen spoke, "President, both of your suggestions are good, but they both require money. Our Chinese Medicine Practitioner Association has no funds. How can we make the bonus? How are we going to run a school?" The others also looked disapproving. Although they thought that Qin Haodong's words made sense and the idea of encouraging people to take out their unique skills by means of rewards was also novel, these things all needed money. Without money, it would be an empty dream. Qin Haodong smiled and said, so the third point I mentioned is to make money. The Chinese Medicine Practitioner Association and all of you here need money. No one can live without money, so making money is the most basic. Profit is the foundation of the development of traditional Chinese medicine. Whether it is the development of a country or the development of an industry, it is absolutely impossible to develop without economic foundation. Zhong Sihai said, but how can our Chinese Medicine Practitioner Association make money? We can't charge for free medical treatment, can we? Of course not. We will do more free medical treatment in the future, and it will be free. Qin Haodong said, if the association wants to make money, there are two main ways. First, we can turn everyone's medical skills into money as soon as possible. It's not enough to rely on seeing patients alone. If anyone has a very valuable prescription, you can give it to me, such as the blood revival elixir. At that time, Tangmen Traditional Chinese Medicine Company will help to mass produce it. 80% of the profit will go to the owner of the prescription, and 20% to the Chinese Medicine Practitioner Association. After hearing this, everyone's eyes lit up at first, and then they felt infinite admiration. This was equivalent to Tangmen Traditional Chinese Medicine Company contributing to the Chinese Medicine Practitioner Association for free, which was equivalent to Qin Haodong donating to the Chinese Medicine Practitioner Association in disguise. Gao Fengwen said, President Qin, this is a good idea, but it is a long-term plan. We can't make money for the time being. Tell me about your second way. Qin Haodong said, the second way is to let some rich people who love traditional Chinese medicine donate to our association. When we have the first sum of money, we can set up a traditional Chinese medicine school. Everyone will go to the TV station to give some health lectures, and the school will open some health classes. Then we can be self-sufficient. Donate? Gao Fengwen smiled bitterly. Dr. Qin, to tell you the truth, I have tried in the past few years, but many people are not optimistic about the traditional Chinese medicine industry. No one is willing to donate to us. The others were also disappointed. Donations were too unreliable. Who would donate to traditional Chinese medicine in this day and age? At this moment, the cell phone in Qin Haodong's pocket rang. Excuse me, I have to take this call first. He pressed the answer button and old Maldini's stiff Wuxia language came from the other side. Dear Dr. Qin, how are you? I'm fine, old Maldini. How are you? How are you? Good, that's great. Old Maldini said excitedly, after taking your physique-improving pill, I feel like I'm young again. I can kill a cow with one punch. Old Maldini, you didn't call me just to say this, did you? What else do you want? Old Maldini said in an exaggerated tone, Dr. Qin, you are so smart. I called you mainly for two things. First, congratulations on developing such a magical thing as the blood revival elixir. Chinese medicine is so amazing that I have nothing to say. I now wonder if God is a Chinese. Why do miracles happen to you? Even you know about this? Qin Haodong was slightly surprised. Although the blood revival elixir had caused a great sensation, it was only limited to the pharmaceutical industry. He didn't expect that this foreign old man would also know about it. Old Maldini said, of course. I'm not a doctor, but I'm an investor. I control 5 multinational investment companies. Of course, I have to keep abreast of the latest developments in the world and find the most valuable projects. Dr. Qin, are you interested in cooperating with me? I can invest as much as you want in the blood revival elixir. You can decide the proportion of profits. If other people in the financial world heard this, their glasses would be broken. Old Maldini had always been known for his rigorous and harsh investment. He had never been so generous. Qin Haodong smiled slightly. The foreign old man was really sharp. He saw the value of the blood revival elixir at once, but he had no interest in cooperating with him now. Old Maldini, my factory has already started production. If there is a chance, let's cooperate next time. Now let's talk about the second thing. Dr. Qin, it's a pity that I can't cooperate with you. On the other side of the phone, old Maldini shook his head and continued, Dr. Qin, in fact, I'm asking you for medical treatment this time. Medical treatment? Didn't you just say that you're in good health? Is there something wrong with you again? Qin Haodong felt a little strange. After taking the physique-improving pill, old Maldini would not get sick in the next few years. No, it's my son, Maldini Jr. He's not in good health. After seeing the magic of traditional Chinese medicine, I want to trouble you to take a look at him. He's very obsessed with traditional Chinese medicine now, and he's also your fan. In your Wuxia language, he's a crazy fan. Qin Haodong said, Oh. Well, we're friends. Let him come here. I can treat him at any time. Only Qin Haodong had the confidence to ask Maldini Jr. to come here without even asking what the disease was. Old Maldini said, That's great, Qin. I knew you would definitely help me. As long as you can cure my son's disease, you can ask for as much as you want. Mr. Old Maldini, we're already friends. I'll treat Mr. Maldini Jr. free of charge. Speaking of this, Qin Haodong changed the topic, but Mr. Old Maldini, are you interested in donating some money to public welfare? I've just taken over as the president of the Jiangnan Traditional Chinese Medicine Association. For the development of traditional Chinese medicine, I need a little love from you. Old Maldini immediately said, Of course, Dr. Qin. My love donations reach 10 figures every year. Tell me how much do you want me to donate? Is 100 million enough? Oh, by the way, I'm talking about US dollars. The meeting room was very quiet, so Gao Fengwen and the others clearly heard the conversation between Qin Haodong and old Maldini. After hearing the number that Qin Haodong said, the old men almost slid down from their chairs. A donation of 100 million US dollars. How big was that? Qin Haodong had just said that no one would donate to traditional Chinese medicine. In the blink of an eye, Qin Haodong had spent 100 million US dollars. It was a miracle. But everyone knew that the money was not much different from what Qin Haodong had taken out of his pocket. The reason why old Maldini donated was entirely because of Qin Haodong. Qin Haodong said, That's enough. Thank you, old Maldini. Welcome to Wuxia in the future. I'll treat you to Wuxia food. You're welcome, Mr. Qin. I have your account number here. I'll transfer the money to you in 10 minutes. Old Maldini deserved to be the most famous investor in the world. He was good at investing and he was even better at judging people. He had already seen that Qin Haodong was definitely a big shot worth making friends with, so he was not stingy when it came to spending money. He donated 100 million US dollars. This had nothing to do with his son coming to Wuxia to see a doctor, because he knew that his investment in Qin Haodong would never suffer a loss. After talking about the donation, old Maldini said again, Dr. Qin, Maldini Jr. has set off. He is expected to arrive in Jiangnan City in 7 or 8 hours. I'll call you then. Okay, I'll wait for his call. Qin Haodong hung up the phone and turned to the audience with a smile. Everyone, the first donation of our Chinese Medicine Association has been received. The number is 100 million US dollars. What? 100 million US dollars. The old men in the audience had only heard about Qin Haodong's donation, but they did not know the amount that old Maldini had donated. At this time, when they heard 100 million US dollars, they immediately opened their mouths in surprise. Some old men were so shocked that their false teeth even fell to the ground. No one in Wuxia could get a donation of 100 million US dollars just by talking. From today on, the Jiangnan Chinese Medicine Association would no longer have to worry about funds. Chapter 310. Then, everyone present had infinite respect for Qin Haodong. Before, they respected Qin Haodong's medical skills, but now they respected his medical skills, ability, and love for the cause of traditional Chinese medicine. Someone took the lead, and applause rang out in the venue. Then, more and more people applauded, and the sound became louder and louder. Qin Haodong waved his hand, and everyone immediately quieted down. He said, "Now that the money problem has been solved, there must be a lot of things for the Chinese Medicine Practitioner Association to do. I can't handle it alone. I suggest that Mr. Gao, Mr. Zhong, and Mr. Shen be the vice presidents of the association to deal with the daily affairs." No one objected to this proposal, and it was unanimously adopted. He added, "In the short term, our Chinese Medicine Practitioner Association needs to do three things well. First, immediately prepare for the establishment of a traditional Chinese medicine school, recruit students, and cultivate reserves for the development of traditional Chinese medicine." Speaking of this, he turned to Gao Fengwen and said, "Mr. Gao, can you contact this primary school to sell? It's a good location. Let's renovate the school building and directly establish a traditional Chinese medicine school here. Even the Chinese Medicine Practitioner Association will be located here." Gao Fengwen nodded and said, "President's proposal is good. I'll prepare it right away." Qin Haodong turned around and said, "The second thing is to hold an internal exchange meeting in a short period of time. I hope that everyone will not be stingy and show their unique skills to improve each other's medical skills. Don't worry, President. We won't hide anything. We promise to show all our unique skills, yes, President. You've even taken out the acupuncture method of yin-yang acupuncture. What's there to be reluctant about? Yes, President. There's only one girl in my family. If I don't take it out, I won't be able to pass it on." Everyone was inspired by Qin Haodong's personality and said that they would show their unique skills. "On behalf of traditional Chinese medicine, I thank you." Qin Haodong stood up, bowed to everyone, and then continued, "The third thing is what we're going to do right away. Prepare tomorrow. The day after tomorrow, the Chinese Medicine Practitioner Association will hold a large-scale free clinic to promote the reputation of our traditional Chinese medicine." Originally, Gao Fengwen invited Qin Haodong today just to let him take over the position of president. He didn't expect that Qin Haodong would act so quickly and arrange the short-term work in an orderly manner. After the meeting, he took Qin Haodong's hand and sighed sincerely, "President Qin, you're really young and promising. The rise of traditional Chinese medicine will depend on you in the future." Qin Haodong said, "You're welcome, Mr. Gao. If I want to do a better job in traditional Chinese medicine, I can't do without you seniors. I'll have to trouble you for the future of the association." Gao Fengwen said, "President, you've done your job. Leave the rest to us old men." After talking about the future development of the Chinese Medicine Practitioner Association, Qin Haodong returned to Tangmen Traditional Chinese Medicine Company. He pushed open the door of the president's office and saw Lin Momo fiddling with a big red invitation card. Qin Haodong asked, "What is it? Is anyone getting married?" Lin Momo said, "No, it's an invitation from the Jiangnan Chamber of Commerce. There will be a reception at the Jiangnan Club tonight. They invited me to attend." Jiangnan Chamber of Commerce? Why haven't I heard of it before? You're not a member of this circle, so of course you don't know. Lin Momo said, "This is a business circle formed by the upper class of Jiangnan. If you want to be a member of the Chamber of Commerce, your assets must exceed 1 billion yuan. And this is only one of the conditions. More than 2 members must jointly recommend you, and more than half of the members must agree to join." Qin Haodong said carelessly, "Is it necessary to be so arrogant? It's so troublesome." "Of course it is." Lin Momo giggled and said, "The Jiangnan Chamber of Commerce is the largest business circle in Jiangnan City. Once you join, you almost have the business resources of the entire upper class of Jiangnan City. You can directly talk to the financial big shots standing at the top of the pyramid. We can exchange what we need. It's definitely a rare resource for a businessman." Qin Haodong asked, are you a member of the Chamber of Commerce? Of course I am. If I'm not a member, I won't receive an invitation. Qin Haodong said with a smile, well, I originally wanted to eat and drink with you tonight, but now it seems that I can't. That's fine. According to the rules, each member can bring a companion, Lin Momo said. How about I also recommend you to join the Chamber of Commerce? According to your net worth, it's more than 1 billion now. Forget it. I'm just a little doctor. I'm not interested in the Chamber of Commerce. Qin Haodong reached out and held Lin Momo in his arms and said, my wife is a member. There's no need for both of us to join. Lin Momo glanced at him charmingly and said, who promised to be your wife? Well, not my wife, but my child's mother. Qin Haodong said as he was about to kiss Lin Momo's delicate red lips. At this time, the phone in his pocket rang. He wanted to ignore it, but Lin Momo pushed him away. You'd better answer the phone first. Don't delay the business. Who's so stupid to disturb me? Qin Haodong said discontentedly as he took out his phone. The call was from Gao Fengwen. This old man, we just separated for a while. Why did he call me? Qin Haodong said as he pressed the answer button. On the other side of the phone, Gao Fengwen said, President, I've just contacted the school. The price of the school is 50 million. I've consulted a few friends who are in the real estate business. They said that the price is relatively fair. Should we buy the school? 50 million is fine. Let's buy it. Well, I'll go and talk with them about the contract later. Gao Fengwen's tone was full of excitement. After wandering for so many years, the Chinese Medicine Practitioner Association finally had its own position. After a pause, he said, President, there's one more thing. Many people in our association have received invitations from the Jiangnan Chamber of Commerce. They asked us to attend a reception in the evening. Do you think we should go? An invitation from the Jiangnan Chamber of Commerce? Qin Haodong picked up the big red invitation on the table and played with it in his hand. He said, this is your personal freedom. It's completely voluntary. Whoever is interested can go. Maybe it can promote Chinese medicine. I see, President. Gao Fengwen hung up the phone. Qin Haodong smiled and shook his head. He thought that the old man was quite interesting. He even told him such a small thing. Lin Momo said, What? You're the president. When did it happen? Why didn't you mention it? I'm the president of the Chinese Medicine Practitioner Association. I just became the president for less than 2 hours. I haven't had time to tell you yet. Qin Haodong said with a smile, by the way, didn't you say that only members of the Jiangnan Chamber of Commerce could attend this reception? Why did so many people in our association receive invitations? Chinese medicine practitioners received invitations. Lin Momo was a little surprised and said, I don't know. There has never been such a precedent before. After thinking for a moment, she said thoughtfully, what's going on? What the hell is Wang Haiding doing? Haitian Group is in the real estate and financial industry. I've never heard of them entering the pharmaceutical market. Qin Haodong said, not in the past doesn't mean that they won't in the future. Now that our blood revival elixir has a huge market effect, maybe they're interested. Lin Momo nodded and said, maybe. The value of the blood revival elixir is too great. If you're willing to make money, it won't take long for you to enter the rich list of Wuxia. It's inevitable that people will be jealous. However, you need to have the ability to be jealous. Tangmen Traditional Chinese Medicine Company was started by you alone. No one else can develop a magic medicine like the blood revival elixir. After work, they took the little fellow home and then rushed to the Jiangnan Club to attend that evening's reception. Lin Momo changed into a black evening dress, which was sexy but not vulgar. Her skin was white and smooth, and her facial features were so delicate that there was no flaw. Coupled with her long black hair that hung down like a waterfall, any man would drool at the sight of her. While driving, Qin Haodong glanced at Lin Momo and said, "If I had known that you were so beautiful, I would have asked Saber and the others to come with me. How many rivals will you make at the reception? Don't worry. In my eyes, you're the only one, because you're the child's father." Lin Momo rarely showed the attitude of a little girl. Then, she said, "You're rich now. Why don't you change your clothes? You're always wearing these hundreds of yuan casual clothes. These clothes are comfortable to wear. Besides, you're handsome, so it doesn't matter what you wear." "What do you mean? Are you saying that because I like to dress up, I'm not beautiful?" Qin Haodong originally just wanted to show off, but he didn't expect to get angry. He quickly said, "No, in fact, whatever you wear is upgraded by you. It's because you're beautiful that your clothes look beautiful. That's more like it." Lin Momo enjoyed her lover's praise very much. Qin Haodong felt that it was easy to get into trouble if he talked about this topic too much, so he wanted to change the topic. At this time, his cell phone rang again. It was a strange number. After the phone was connected, a voice said in Wuxia language, "Hello, medical sage. I'm Maldini Jr. from M country. I'll arrive in Jiangnan City in more than an hour. Where can I meet you?" Qin Haodong remembered that he was going to treat Maldini Jr. He said, "Mr. Maldini Jr., I'm going to attend a reception at the Jiangnan Club. Come to Tangmen Traditional Chinese Medicine Company tomorrow." "Oh. Are you going to the reception at the Jiangnan Club? I just received an invitation from them, but I refused because of the appointment with you. Since you're going, I'll ask my assistant to accept them now. See you at the reception later." Maldini Jr.'s tone was full of excitement. "Mr. Medical Sage, I'm so happy to meet you. You know, you're my idol." His enthusiasm was completely different from old Maldini's calmness, which gave people a very good sense of intimacy. After hanging up the phone, Lin Momo asked, "The person who called you was Maldini Jr.? He actually came to Jiangnan City?" "Yes. He came to see me for treatment." "Oh my God, Maldini Jr. actually came to Wuxia. I believe many people will go crazy." Qin Haodong asked in surprise, "Why? Is Maldini Jr. famous?" "Famous? Don't you know anything about Maldini Jr.? Qin Haodong spread out his hands and said, "I only know that he's old Maldini's son. I don't know anything else." Lin Momo pretended to glare at him in disgust and then said, "Maldini Jr. is a very talented person. He controls the largest Midas investment company under old Maldini. He has sharp eyes and the ability to turn stone into gold. He has made dozens of investment cases over the years without any failure. Everyone says that he will be the best successor to old Maldini." Chapter 311. Oh. Qin Haodong just nodded slightly. As a cultivator, he didn't care about these worldly things. Lin Momo continued to say excitedly, "The most rare thing is that Maldini Jr. is still unmarried. He's definitely a world-class bachelor, the object of countless girls' pursuit." "Still unmarried?" Qin Haodong was slightly surprised and said, "Old Maldini is in his 80s this year, and his son should be in his 50s or 60s. Why is he still unmarried?" Lin Momo said, "You don't know this. Old Maldini has 3 sons. Maldini Jr. is the youngest, and he was born late. He's less than 40 years old this year." After a pause, she said with a puzzled face, "But Maldini Jr. has always been healthy. He was on the cover of an economic magazine a few days ago. Why did he come to you for treatment?" Qin Haodong shook his head and said, "I don't know. I didn't ask him what's wrong with him." It was said that every woman had a heart of gossip, and Lin Momo was no exception. She immediately guessed, Maldini Jr. is still unmarried, and he doesn't even have a girlfriend. "Do you think there's something wrong with him in that aspect?" Qin Haodong reached out and pinched her leg. He said with a smile, Mom, you think too much. It has nothing to do with you whether there's anything wrong with him or not. You just need to know that I'm fine. You're so annoying. Lin Momo blushed and slapped his big hand away. While talking and laughing, they arrived at the Jiangnan Club. After parking the car, they got out of the car hand in hand and walked to the gate of the club together. Lin Momo's slim-fitting evening dress revealed her graceful figure without reservation. Her smooth lines were enough to make any world-famous model feel ashamed of their inferiority. Along the way, she attracted the jealous eyes of countless women and countless envious eyes of countless men. At the gate of the club, a young man in a suit was standing there, flirting with several scantily dressed women. His eyes lingered greedily on the exposed cleavage of the women's breasts and the long legs under the hem of their skirts. Suddenly, he saw Qin Haodong and Lin Momo coming from afar. He suddenly looked cold and murmured, "Gigolo, how dare you come to my place?" The young man was Wang Daji, who had almost licked Qi Wan in the dogfighting ring a few days ago. He hated Qin Haodong to the bone, especially when he saw Qin Haodong walking with Lin Momo. Nalan Wushuang, Nalan Wuxia, Qi Wan, and Lin Momo today. All the goddess-like beauties he had seen had an inexplicable relationship with Qin Haodong. "Second young master, what are you looking at?" the women next to him asked. "You guys go in first, I have something to do." Wang Daji walked into the club. And Lin Momo and Qin Haodong walked to the Daji. And Qin. Lin. And Qin, and Haodong, Lin, they. The security guard checked it and returned it respectfully. Then he said to Qin Haodong, "Sir, please show me your invitation." "I don't have an invitation, sir," the security guard said. "I'm sorry, sir. According to the rules, you can't enter the club without an invitation." Lin Momo frowned and said, "Can't you bring a companion with an invitation?" The security guard said, "Miss, that was in the past. Today, everyone has to show an invitation." His tone was very polite, but his eyes were full of contempt and jealousy for Qin Haodong. He despised Qin Haodong for being a gigolo for a woman, and he was jealous that Qin Haodong could be a gigolo for a beautiful and rich woman like Lin Momo. "Forget it, Momo. You go in. I'll wait for you outside." Qin Haodong was not interested in banquets. If he hadn't wanted to accompany Lin Momo, he wouldn't have come at all. Hearing his words, the two security guards were relieved. In fact, there was no rule at all. It was Wang Daji who asked them to stop Qin Haodong. Qin Haodong didn't care, but Lin Momo couldn't do it. At this time, another young man and woman walked in. They only used an invitation, which made Lin Momo even more annoyed. It was obvious that they were targeting her. She glanced at the two security guards coldly and asked in a serious tone, "Let me ask you. Who made the rule that we can't bring companions with us today?" The two security guards were speechless for a while. They couldn't say that Wang Daji had asked them to target Qin Haodong. "I did. What's wrong?" Fortunately, Wang Daji didn't want the two pawns to break through the enemy line. He walked directly out from behind the door. "It's you." Lin Momo said angrily, "Wang Daji, what are you doing? Are you targeting me?" "Sister Lin, don't be angry. It has nothing to do with you." Wang Daji seemed to be very familiar with Lin Momo. He glanced at Qin Haodong and said, "I just don't want this bumpkin to go in. Look at his clothes. He doesn't deserve the identity of our club at all." Qin Haodong didn't expect to meet Wang Daji here. A playful smile appeared on his face. He first looked at his clothes, then looked up at Wang Daji and said, "Master Wang, are you sure it's not because I beat you too badly in the military division last time, or because you almost licked the tip of my shoes in public in the dogfighting ring a few days ago?" The two security guards were shocked. They had thought that Qin Haodong was just a gigolo. They didn't expect him to be such a ruthless character. He even dared to beat their young master. Wang Daji's embarrassment was exposed in public. He blushed with shame and shouted angrily, "Qin Haodong, no matter what you say, this is the Wang family's club. I won't let you in today." Seeing that Wang Daji was targeting Qin Haodong, Lin Momo's face suddenly became cold. She said, "Wang Daji, are you sure you want to do this?" Wang Daji said arrogantly, "Sister Lin, you can go in. I won't stop you, but not this bumpkin." "Well, I won't go either." Lin Momo took Qin Haodong's arm and turned to leave. "Goodbye, Master Wang." Qin Haodong smiled and waved at Wang Daji. He was not interested in this kind of party. It was better to go home to accompany his daughter and then do something with his mother. Seeing that Lin Momo was about to leave, Wang Daji suddenly became anxious. He thought of the purpose of his father's banquet today. Cold sweat broke out on his forehead. He quickly stopped Lin Momo and said, "Sister Lin, don't go. I'm not targeting you." Lin Momo said coldly, "Haodong is my boyfriend. If you don't let him in, you're targeting me." Sister Lin, this is our personal grievance. It has nothing to do with you. I don't care so much. Anyway, if you don't let Haodong in today, I won't go." After Lin Momo said that, she took Qin Haodong and walked around Wang Daji. Wang Daji was completely in a dilemma. If he let Qin Haodong enter the club, not only would he not be able to swallow it, but he would also lose face. However, if Lin Momo left, he could not afford the consequences. At this moment, a middle-aged man with extraordinary temperament appeared at the door of the club and said loudly, "Momo, where are you going?" Lin Momo looked back and said to the middle-aged man, "Uncle Wang, I'm here to attend the banquet, but Daji won't let my companion in, so we have to go back." The middle-aged man was Wang Haiding, the chairman of Haitian Group and the president of the Jiangnan Chamber of Commerce. After hearing Lin Momo's words, Wang Haiding glared at Wang Daji and said, "Bastard, I asked you to greet the guests at the door, but you're making trouble here. You even dare to stop Sister Lin. I'll deal with you later." After reprimanding Wang Daji, he said to Lin Momo with a smile, "Momo, you know that Daji has been a bastard since he was a child. Don't lower yourself to his level. Let's go in." Wang Haiding was Lin Momo's elder. Naturally, Lin Momo could not refute him. She turned to look at Qin Haodong. Qin Haodong smiled slightly, indicating that he didn't care. It was all up to Lin Momo. Wang Haiding saw the close communication between the two of them, and a cold light flashed in his eyes. "Uncle Wang, let's go in." Lin Momo said hello to Wang Haiding, then took Qin Haodong's arm and turned around to walk into the club. "Master Wang, I'm going in." Qin Haodong waved to Wang Daji again with a smile that could make people die of anger. Wang Daji was furious. He had just said that he couldn't let Qin Haodong in today, but in the blink of an eye, Qin Haodong had swaggered into the gate, and he couldn't stop him. Only he could understand this kind of feeling of grievance. Looking at the disappearing figures of the two people, the smile on Wang Haiding's face slowly disappeared, replaced by a cold expression. His Haitian group was mainly engaged in the real estate and financial industry. It was not involved in the pharmaceutical industry at all, so he didn't know about the blood revival elixir that had recently shocked the pharmaceutical industry, let alone who Qin Haodong was. He turned to look at Wang Daji and said, "Do you have a grudge against that person?" Wang Daji didn't want to say that he had been punished by Qin Haodong, so he just nodded. Wang Haiding asked again, "What does he do?" "He's just a little doctor with no real skills. He deceives women to make a living with his pretty face. Some time ago, he was with two girls from the Nailan family. Wang Daji ate, drank, whored, and gambled all day long. He did everything but did not do proper business. He did not care about the current financial affairs. In his opinion, Qin Haodong was a gigolo who lived off women. He's just a little doctor. How can he compare with the descendants of our Wang family? Wang Hating sneered disdainfully and said, "Let's talk about your grudge with that guy later. Today is your brother's important day. Don't lose sight of the big picture because of a small thing. Don't ruin your brother's big event." "I know, father." Although Wang Daji was extremely reluctant, he could only agree reluctantly. Wang Hating was about to leave when he suddenly thought of something. He turned around and said, "You mean that person has an affair with many girls?" Wang Daji said, "Of course, he's just a little boy who lives off women. I've seen 3 of them before Lin Momo." Wang Hating smiled coldly and said, "Get ready. It's best to have photos of him with those girls. They may be useful later." Seemingly aware of Wang Hating's intention, Wang Daji immediately said, "Okay, father. I have them in my hands now." He did collect some photos of Qin Haodong with other women in the past few days. He originally wanted to show them to Naylan Wushuang, but it just happened to be useful today. A large number of social celebrities, business elites, and handsome men and beautiful women had gathered in the club. However, when Qin Haodong and Lin Momo walked in hand, the others were suddenly overshadowed. Lin Momo had the title of the first beauty in the south of the Yangtze River. She had participated in countless commercial activities, but she had never had a male companion. Today, she walked in with a man so intimately. Qin Haodong immediately attracted the envious and hateful eyes of countless men. If eyes could kill, he would definitely die 10,000 times. Chapter 312. It's nothing. He's just a gigolo who lives off a woman. A sour voice came over Lin Momo's face darkened. She was about to lose her temper, but Qin Haodong stopped her. "Ignore them. What's wrong with living off a woman? I like to live off you. Being able to live off Miss Lin is also a skill." Qin Haodong laughed. He was not interested in dealing with these boring people. He took Lin Momo to a corner and sat down. He asked, "Does the Jiangnan Club belong to the Wang family?" Lin Momo said, "Yes, it belongs to the Wang family. Wang Hating is the president of the Jiangnan Chamber of Commerce, so the Chamber of Commerce usually chooses this place for all activities." "Are you familiar with the Wang family?" Lin Momo said, "The Lin family and the Wang family are in the same Chamber of Commerce and have some economic dealings. Naturally, we are familiar with each other. Another important reason is that Wang Hating's eldest son, Wang Deshang, was my college classmate, so I am more familiar with him than others." Qin Haodong nodded and asked, "How many sons does Wang Hating have?" "2 sons. Wang Daji is the youngest son. He has been naughty since he was a child. When he grew up, he relied on the power of the Wang family to eat, drink, and gamble. He is a real playboy. The eldest son, Wang Deshang, is the opposite of him. He has been excellent since he was a child. When he was in college, he not only ranked among the best in the whole school, but also was the president of the student union. In addition, he is tall, handsome, and good at communication. He is the idol of thousands of girls. There are rows of girls chasing after him. Is he that awesome?" Qin Haodong laughed and said, "Have you ever pursued him?" Lin Momo glared at him and said, "Of course not. Why? Didn't you say he was excellent?" Qin Haodong was also a little curious. "Wang Deshang is indeed excellent, but I don't know why I always feel that he is too scheming, so I have always maintained a relationship with him as an ordinary classmate." Speaking of this, Lin Momo suddenly sighed. "Do you know Xiao Xiao?" Qin Haodong said, "The general manager of Dreamy Jiangnan." "Of course I know her." Lin Momo said, "Do you know why Xiao Xiao hasn't found a boyfriend for so many years?" Qin Haodong said, "Does it have anything to do with Wang Deshang?" "It's not a relationship. She has been waiting for Wang Deshang." Lin Momo took the red wine from the waiter, took a sip, and said with a reminiscing expression, Xiao Xiao was one of Wang Deshang's many pursuers. I tried to persuade her, but she didn't listen and fell in love with Wang Deshang. What happened next? The two of them are together. Lin Momo nodded and said, Wang Deshang chose Xiao Xiao. They fell in love for 4 years in college. From their appearance, they are a good match. Many people call them a golden boy and a jade girl. She paused here, but Qin Haodong did not urge her. He tasted the red wine and waited for her to continue. Lin Momo suddenly changed the topic. She lowered her voice and said, Wang Hating's Haitian group wasn't that big. It was just an ordinary construction company. Xiao Xiao's father was an official with real power in Jiangnan City. After Wang Deshang and Xiao Xiao fell in love, the Wangs got in touch with Xiao Xiao's father. They got the land that other people couldn't get, and they got loans that other people couldn't get. This made Haitian group rise at a rocket-like speed. It can be said that Xiao Xiao's father gave the Wangs a great opportunity and created today's Haitian group. Because of this, Wang Hating was among the top 10 richest people in Jiangnan City. Hearing this, Qin Haodong seemed to feel something and asked, what happened then? Wang Deshang is not using Xiao Xiao, is he? Lin Momo said, you guessed it. Xiao Xiao's father had an accident and died in a car accident. Xiao Xiao had just graduated from college at that time. Qin Haodong asked, then Wang Deshang abandoned Xiao Xiao? Everyone thinks so, but Xiao Xiao doesn't think so. Lin Momo said, after Xiao Xiao's family had an accident, Wang Deshang didn't give her much comfort. On the contrary, he went to study in M country alone. In my opinion, he killed the donkey after it was no longer of use. He abandoned Xiao Xiao as soon as she lost her value. Otherwise, with the financial resources of the Wangs at that time, it would have been easy to take Xiao Xiao to M country. However, Xiao Xiao didn't think so. Wang Deshang told her that he would come back, so she waited like a fool. In the blink of an eye, Wang Deshang has been in M country for 5 years. She has been waiting for 5 years. During these 5 years, countless men have pursued her, but Xiao Xiao has rejected them all. I have advised her many times that Wang Deshang is lying to her, but she doesn't believe me. Qin Haodong sighed secretly. She was really an infatuated woman and an unfaithful man. How many years could a woman wait in her life? He didn't expect that Che Xiao Xiao, who looked beautiful and open, was such an infatuated person. While they were talking, Wang Hating came over with a glass of wine. Momo, I heard that you are now the president of 2 big groups. Why are you sitting in this corner with an ordinary person? You should communicate more with everyone. Leaders of big groups like us should communicate more with each other. Only by sharing resources can we benefit each other. These words seem to be the concern of an elder to a younger generation, but in fact, he was secretly mocking Qin Haodong for being an ordinary person and asking Lin Momo to keep a distance from him. He didn't know that Qin Haodong was the famous medical sage, nor did he know that Qin Haodong was the developer of the blood revival elixir and the big boss behind Tangmen Traditional Chinese Medicine Company. He completely believed what Wang Daji had said and thought that Qin Haodong was just a man who relied on his face to make a living. Lin Momo had been in the business world for a long time. How could she not understand the meaning of Wang Hating's words? Her face couldn't help but turn cold. She said, Uncle Wang, I like quiet. It's good here. It's my boyfriend's first time here. I'm afraid he'll be bored alone, so I'll accompany him. Her words were soft and hard. She directly pointed out that Qin Haodong was her boyfriend and that he held an important position in her heart. Wang Hating's face changed slightly, but he was very shrewd. He quickly regained his smile and said, Momo, in fact, you don't need to be so anxious to find a boyfriend. Men and women should be equal in ability and identity. Now that Deshang is back, you should be more intimate. Qin Haodong immediately understood. No wonder Wang Hating attached so much importance to Lin Momo. It turned out that he was thinking about Lin Momo for his son. Lin Momo didn't care about this. All her attention was attracted by Wang Deshang's return. She asked in surprise, "Uncle Wang, is Deshang really back?" The reason why she was so excited was that she was happy for her good sister. However, Wang Hating didn't know so much. He thought that Lin Momo was also one of his son's pursuers, so he immediately said proudly, "Yes, Deshang is back. You'll see him later." He looked at Qin Haodong again and asked, "Young man, what do you do?" "I'm a doctor, a traditional Chinese medicine practitioner." "A traditional Chinese medicine practitioner?" Wang Hating's mouth was full of disdain. How could a little doctor compare with his son? He said, the prospects of traditional Chinese medicine were not good, but now there are changes. Deshang came back from M country to strengthen the traditional Chinese medicine industry. I'll talk to him later. For Momo's sake, I'll ask him to arrange a position for you. Qin Haodong stopped Lin Momo, who was about to speak, with a smile on his face, and said, "Then I'll have to trouble you, Boss Wang." If one looked carefully, they would find that his smile was full of disdain. This old man wanted to poach Qin Haodong. His relationship with Lin Momo was definitely stronger than reinforced concrete. It could be said that their love was stronger than gold. How could he poach Qin Haodong? Qin Haodong's performance made Wang Hating completely lose interest in him. Such a young man didn't deserve to be his son's opponent. He turned to Lin Momo and said, "Momo, take a rest here first. Deshang is dealing with something. He'll be here soon." Then he walked to another group of guests with a glass of wine. Lin Momo glared at his back angrily. She turned to Qin Haodong and said, "He belittled you like this. Aren't you angry?" "Why should I be angry?" Qin Haodong said with a smile, "If a 2-year-old child punched you, would you be angry?" A player at his level doesn't deserve my anger at all. But I can't bear to see others look down on you. Although Qin Haodong's words made sense, Lin Momo was still angry. Qin Haodong said with a smile, "You should be happy that I'm looked down on. If everyone thinks I'm good and competes to marry their daughter to me, how many rivals will you have?" Lin Momo glared at him and said, Are there still few now?" While the two of them were flirting, Gao Fengwen and Shen Xiangfu were sitting in the VIP room next door. There were more than a dozen people with them. In addition to the heads of the 5 major clinics in Jiangnan City, the rest were also famous old Chinese medicine doctors. Opposite them stood a young man in his 20s, wearing a light yellow casual shirt and a pair of light white jeans. Although his clothes looked a little ordinary, they could not hide his handsomeness. His cheeks were thin and angular, his nose was straight, and his eyes were deep. Obviously, he was a pure Asian, but he brought people a kind of Western gentleman's beauty. He always had a faint smile on his face. This smile made people feel that it was especially friendly, and at the same time, it gave people a feeling of calmness and magnanimity. At this time, he was facing a group of old men. If there were any women, they would have already rushed up to him. This was a man that all young girls in their teens and young women in their 30s and 40s liked. The young man said, "Seniors, let me introduce myself. My name is Wang Deshang, and my father is Wang Hating of Haitian Group. Young Master Wang, you've invited us old men here. What's the matter?" The speaker was an old man in a long robe. He was the head of Jiangnan Xuanhu House, Fu Hailong. "Of course I have something to do, otherwise I wouldn't dare to waste your time." Wang Deshang had a smile on his face as he spoke, giving people a feeling of spring breeze. "Seniors, I studied in M country for 5 years. This time I came back for only one purpose, which is to develop the traditional Chinese medicine industry. You are all leaders in the traditional Chinese medicine industry, so I naturally can't do without your help. It's a good thing to develop the traditional Chinese medicine industry." "I don't know what you want us to do, young Master Wang." This time it was Lu Baikuan, the head of Jishur Hall, who spoke. Wang Deshang said, I want to set up a Wuxia Hall of Medical Fame to integrate the outstanding traditional Chinese medicine doctors in Jiangnan City and promote the development of traditional Chinese medicine together. I hope you can support me. Gao Fengwen asked, what kind of organization is the Wuxia Hall of Medical Fame? What can it do for traditional Chinese medicine? Wang Deshang said, the Wuxia Hall of Medical Fame was established to develop traditional Chinese medicine. We can promote traditional Chinese medicine by means of famous doctors, lectures, and lectures. We can develop Chinese patent medicines and health products, and even beauty products with traditional Chinese medicine attributes. We can promote traditional Chinese medicine to society in a comprehensive way. Chapter 313. He paused for a moment, as if he was giving everyone time to digest his words. After a while, he said, the reason why traditional Chinese medicine is declining is that everyone has their own way and can't form a system. However, the Wuxia Traditional Chinese Medicine Hall will change this situation dramatically. What we need to do is to integrate traditional Chinese medicine, systematize it, and form a complete industrial chain of traditional Chinese medicine. Then, we can promote traditional Chinese medicine and make a lot of money. Gao Fengwen and the others nodded. Although Wang Deshang's words were a bit general, they sounded similar to Qin Haodong's idea. However, there was a little less flavor. Everything Qin Haodong did was aimed at developing traditional Chinese medicine, while what Wang Deshang said sounded like he was trying to make money. Wang Deshang's eyes swept over the audience and said, what do you think? Seniors, are you interested in joining my Wuxia Hall of Medical Fame? I'm willing. Master Wang is doing a great thing for traditional Chinese medicine. I, Zhang Tianhe, will be the first to stand up and support it. It was Zhang Tianhe, the medical expert who had been taught a lesson by Qin Haodong in Jiangnan Hospital. No one knew if he really saw a business opportunity in Wang Deshang's words or if it was for some other reason, but he was the first to stand up and express his support. I also agree. Fu Hailong was the second to express his support. Count this old man in then. Lu Baikuan followed closely behind. Then a few more people expressed their support. However, this situation immediately stopped when it came to Gao Fengwen. Shen Xiangfu and Zhong Sihai looked at each other and felt that since there was already a Chinese Medicine Practitioner Association, there was no need to join the Hall of Medical Fame. Even if they had such an idea, they had to discuss it with Qin Haodong first, so they didn't say anything. Since the three of them didn't say anything, the other members of the Jiangnan Chinese Medicine Practitioner Association naturally didn't say anything. Wang Deshang was slightly surprised to see that less than half of the Chinese medicine practitioners were willing to join the Hall of Medical Fame. In his impression, traditional Chinese medicine was not doing well. As long as someone took the lead, others would respond. He hadn't expected this result. Although he was a little surprised and dissatisfied, he didn't show it. He still said with a smile, there is no need to rush. Everyone should think about it. Let's go to the banquet first. It won't be too late to tell me when you have made up your mind. It had to be said that Wang Deshang's way of handling things was much better than Wang Daji's. His light words not only left room for maneuver, but also eased the current embarrassment. After saying that, he took the lead and walked out of the room. The old Chinese medicine doctors followed behind him and went to the banquet hall together. When Gao Fengwen and the others arrived at the banquet, they immediately became a strange sight. Generally, the men who attended the banquet were dressed in suits and leather shoes, and the women were dressed in extremely revealing evening gowns. But these old men, except for Zhang Tianhe, who was wearing a suit, the others were all dressed in long robes, which looked particularly unusual. Similarly, these old men were not used to seeing the white skin of the ladies, so their eyes were limited to their feet and did not see Qin Haodong sitting in the corner. Wang Deshang had already made arrangements beforehand. He asked the waiter to guide these old doctors of Chinese medicine to sit in the front row, and then the banquet officially began. Wang Haiding, the president of the Jiangnan Chamber of Commerce, was the first to walk to the front stage. He nodded to the crowd and said, "Welcome to my reception. Thank you for giving me face." After a burst of applause, he continued, "I have only one purpose for holding today's banquet, and that is to hand over my position. To be honest, I'm getting old these years, and I'm not able to control the Haitian group. Fortunately, my eldest son, Deshang, returned to Wuxia from country a few days ago, so I can finally rest. From now on, Wang Deshang officially serves as the president of the Haitian group. At the same time, he will replace me as the host of today's banquet. Now let my son come up to meet you." The crowd was quite surprised. They had thought that this was just an ordinary business banquet. They had not expected that Wang Haiding would hand over the position of president. Wang Deshang stepped to the front stage with a charming smile on his face. As soon as he appeared, there was a warm applause, and many women screamed, "He's so handsome. Master Wang is so handsome. I wonder if he has a girlfriend." Not bad. It seems that Wang Haiding has a good son, a talented man. There was a burst of praise from the audience. Both men and women were impressed by Wang Deshang's demeanor. Only Lin Momo's face slowly darkened. She had been looking for Che Xiaoxiao for a long time, but she had not seen her good sister at the banquet. She probably did not know that Wang Deshang had returned to Huaxiao. Che Xiaoxiao had waited for him for 5 years, but he had not even said hello after returning to Huaxiao. What did he mean? On the stage, Wang Haiding looked at his son, his eyes full of pride. He put one hand on Wang Deshang's shoulder and said to the audience, "The proudest thing in my life is not the founding of the Haitian group, but having a good son. Deshang has been very outstanding since he was a child. This time, he has made great achievements in country and obtained a double bachelor's degree. From today on, I will take over the Haitian group. I hope you can take care of me. Well, I won't say more. From now on, this stage belongs to young people, to my son." After that, he cupped his hands to the audience, handed the microphone to Wang Deshang, and directly retreated. Wang Deshang stood in Wang Haiding's position and showed a charming smile to the audience. "Hello, friends, elders, I'm Wang Deshang. From today on, I will take over my father's position as president. I hope you can help me." The audience applauded, and everyone expressed their goodwill to the young president. Wang Deshang's eyes swept the audience. When he saw Lin Momo, his eyes lit up. After the applause faded, he said, "Everyone, I want to take the opportunity of today's banquet to announce 3 things. First, after I become president, Haitian Group's business focus will be on the pharmaceutical industry." As soon as he finished speaking, there was a cry of surprise from the audience. Haitian Group had been mainly engaged in the real estate and financial industry before. It had never been involved in the pharmaceutical industry. How could it suddenly change its focus? This left many people scratching their heads. Wang Deshang smiled and said, "You may be surprised by my decision. Some people even think I'm crazy. In fact, my decision is completely the result of careful consideration. Now the real estate industry has reached its peak, and the financial industry is also in a saturated state with great risks. Only the medical industry is in the ascendant. With the improvement of people's living standards, people's demand for medicine and health is growing. Therefore, I think the pharmaceutical industry has great potential, especially the traditional Chinese medicine industry. The first thing I will do as president is to establish the Huaxia Hall of Medical Fame and make the traditional Chinese medicine industry stronger and bigger. Now I'm ready." Today, I specially invited many seniors of the traditional Chinese medicine industry in Jiangnan to today's banquet. Wang Deshang's speech shocked people more and more. It was already beyond many people's expectations that he would enter the pharmaceutical industry. They didn't expect that he would enter the traditional Chinese medicine industry. Everyone knew the situation of traditional Chinese medicine in Huaxia. Wang Desheng wanted to make traditional Chinese medicine stronger and bigger. Could this work? Many people were skeptical of his decision. As if he knew what everyone was thinking, Wang Desheng said, "The traditional Chinese medicine industry has a broad prospect. It's definitely a big gold mine, but it hasn't been paid attention to and fully developed yet. Don't doubt this. Some time ago, my old classmate and my goddess, President Lin Momo, set a good example for us. She took the lead in establishing Tangmen Traditional Chinese Medicine Company and did a very successful job. I've already heard the reputation of the blood revival elixir in M country. I want to learn from my goddess on this point." As he spoke, he raised his hand and pointed to Lin Momo. Everyone's eyes followed him and focused on Lin Momo. In the eyes of others, Lin Momo should have responded to Wang Desheng's kindness. However, because of Che Xiaoxiao, Lin Momo did not have any good impression of Wang Desheng. Not only did she not respond, but she turned her face to Qin Haodong and did not even look at him. Wang Desheng had originally wanted to say hello to Lin Momo in this special way, but he hadn't expected this result, which made him feel a little embarrassed. Fortunately, he was really shrewd. The embarrassment only flashed in a flash. Soon, he said with a smile, "Now let's talk about the second thing, which is also a great thing for Haitian Group. When I was in M country, I met Mr. Maldini Jr. of Midas Investment Company. I explained to him that I was going to vigorously develop traditional Chinese medicine. He was also very optimistic about traditional Chinese medicine and agreed with me very much. He even had the intention to invest." At this point, there was an uproar. Everyone was shocked by Wang Desheng's words, not for anything else, but for the reputation of Midas Investment Company, and Maldini Jr. Midas was definitely the world's top investment company. Its head, Maldini Jr. was known as the most insightful investor today. Since his debut, he had never failed. Moreover, behind Maldini Jr. stood a financial giant, Old Maldini. In terms of the depth of funds, few people in the world could surpass this father and son. When Wang Desheng said that he was optimistic about the traditional Chinese medicine industry, many people didn't take it seriously. However, if Maldini Jr. was also optimistic about this industry, it would be completely different. It was definitely worth re-examining, because they all believed that Maldini Jr.'s vision could not be wrong. Moreover, if he could get the investment of Midas, it would be more than half a success. All that was left was the process of moving toward success. Many successful people present were looking forward to cooperating with Midas and getting Maldini Jr.'s investment. It was a pity that no one in Jiangnan City had done this in recent years. If Wang Desheng could succeed, he would definitely be the first. Looking at everyone's performance, Wang Desheng's eyes flashed with pride. Being recognized and appreciated by Maldini Jr. was the proudest thing in his life. After everyone calmed down a little, he continued, "Now, I'm going to talk about the third thing today, which I think is the most important thing." Hearing this, everyone's curiosity was aroused again. The news just now was already shocking enough. Was there anything more important than Maldini Jr.'s investment? Everyone's eyes focused on Wang Desheng again, waiting for him to continue. Wang Desheng said, "I've been wandering overseas for 5 years, and I've never had a girlfriend during those 5 years. It's not that I'm not good enough. Over the years, girls from all over the world have confessed to me, but I haven't accepted them, because I've always had someone in my heart. This time, I can't wait anymore when I return to Huaxia. Today, I'm going to confess to the person I love the most. I hope she can accept my love." Chapter 314. No one had expected that the third thing Wang Desheng wanted to say was to confess his feelings. There was a sudden sensation under the stage. It's a miracle that Master Wang hasn't had a girlfriend for so many years. Who is the woman he loves? Oh my God, the woman Brother Deshang is talking about must be me. I'm so happy. It turns out that he has always loved me. Don't be so shameless. You didn't even graduate from primary school 5 years ago. He didn't even know you, okay? There was a lot of discussion under the stage. The infatuated girls all hoped that it was them, and the men were full of curiosity. They didn't know which woman could make the young master of the Wang family fall in love with so much. Lin Momo was surprised and happy for her best friend. She had not waited for Wang Deshang for 5 years in vain. This time, Wang Deshang was finally going to confess his love. She craned her neck and looked around, trying to find Che Xiaoxiao. Qin Haodong said, "Don't look for her." Che Xiaoxiao didn't come at all. That's impossible. He is going to confess his love. How could Xiaoxiao not come? The person he is going to confess his love to is not Che Xiaoxiao, but you. Lin Momo said with a shocked face, "What? Me? That's impossible. Are you kidding me? It's Xiaoxiao who likes him, not me." At this time, someone under the stage shouted impatiently, "Master Wang, who is the girl you like? Is he here today? Can you show him to everyone?" "Yes, which girl is so lucky? Let us know her quickly." There was a charming smile on Wang Deshang's face. He pointed to Lin Momo and said, "She is my goddess, Miss Lin Momo." The audience was in an uproar. Everyone followed his gaze and once again saw Lin Momo's perfect and peerless face. When they saw that the person Wang Deshang liked was Lin Momo, those infatuated girls were discouraged. Although they all boasted that they were extraordinary, they were far inferior to Lin Momo, whether in terms of family background, appearance, or ability. Lin's group belonged to a large consortium in Jiangnan City, which was comparable to Haitian Group in strength. Lin Momo was already the president of 2 large groups in her 20s, which was incomparable to those young ladies who only knew how to do beauty and go shopping. However, some people expressed their disdain. No matter how beautiful and excellent Lin Momo was, she was already the mother of a child. She was not worthy of Wang Deshang. No matter what others thought, Lin Momo was completely shocked. She couldn't understand what Wang Deshang was doing. The astonishment on his face did not fade for a long time. Wang Deshang stepped down from the stage and walked toward Lin Momo. With an extremely affectionate expression, he said, "Momo, please forgive me for my hasty confession. In fact, I came back from M country for 2 purposes. One is to make Haitian Group stronger and bigger, and the other is to be with you." After saying that, he waved his hand, and the waiter next to him immediately came over with a tray. The tray was covered with a red cloth, so no one knew what was on it. Under everyone's gaze, Wang Deshang uncovered the red cloth on the tray, and there was a rose underneath. Wang Deshang picked up the rose and gave it to Lin Momo. He said in a deep voice, "Momo, this is the rose I carefully prepared for you. Do you like it?" At this time, everyone found that this rose was different. The golden petals were made of pure gold, and the green branches and leaves below were of extremely high-quality jade. The most eye-catching thing was that the petals of the rose were inlaid with 99 diamonds the size of rice grains. "Oh my God, this is a diamond rose. How much are so many diamonds worth?" The people under the stage, both men and women, were shocked by the value of this rose. The women looked at Lin Momo with envy and hatred. If only this rose had been given to them. What do you know? The key is his feelings. From this rose, it can be seen how deep young Master Wang's feelings for Miss Lin are. Do you think Miss Lin will agree? That goes without saying. No woman can resist such a unique rose. In many people's eyes, Lin Momo's heart would eventually be captured by Wang Deshang. Some busybodies had already clapped their hands and shouted, "Together! Together!" Unexpectedly, a shocking scene appeared. Lin Momo, who had recovered from the shock, did not take the rose. Instead, she slapped Wang Deshang in the face. This time, everyone was dumbfounded. Those who were just shouting together opened their mouths wide, but not a single sound came out. No one understood why the plot was like this. In general, when this happened in a TV series, the heroine should be moved to tears, and then suddenly throw herself into the hero's arms, and start a good life from then on. Why did Miss Lin hit him so fiercely? After slapping Wang Deshang, Lin Momo was still angry. She pointed at Wang Deshang's nose and said angrily, "Wang Deshang, what are you doing? Do you feel sorry for Xiao Xiao? Do you know how much she has done for you? Do you know that she has been waiting for you for the past 5 years?" She was really angry. Che Xiao Xiao had done so much for Wang Deshang and the Wang family. She had not expected that Wang Deshang would abandon Che Xiao Xiao publicly and turn around to pursue her. She could not accept this in any way. There were 5 bright red fingerprints on Wang Deshang's handsome cheek, but he did not seem angry. He handed the rose in his hand to the waiter next to him, touched his red and swollen cheek, and then said with a wry smile, "Momo, I know I'm sorry for Xiao Xiao, but love can't be forced. I have always liked you since I was in college, but I didn't see my feelings clearly. During the 5 years in M country, I finally saw through my heart and knew who I liked. There is only friendship between me and Xiao Xiao, not love. The only person I love is you. Give me a chance. I really love you. I love you deeply. I will make it up to Xiao Xiao." Wang Deshang's confession was extremely touching. If it had been an ordinary girl, she might have been moved. However, Lin Momo's heart had long been filled with Qin Haodong. She did not care what Wang Deshang said at all. She only cared about Che Xiaoxiao's feelings. She said angrily, "Make it up to her. Xiao Xiao has been waiting for you for 5 years. As a girl, she has given you the best time of her life. What will you do to make it up to her? I tell you, Wang Deshang, apologize to Xiao Xiao and confess your love to her, or I will not spare you." Wang Deshang did not seem to be reconciled. He continued, "Momo, I will make it clear to Xiao Xiao, but the person I love is really you. Momo, let me do it." Seeing that Lin Momo was about to lose her temper again, Qin Haodong reached out and pulled her behind him. He said to Wang Deshang, "Master Wang, you are pursuing my girlfriend in such a high-profile way. Have you ever thought about my feelings?" After saying this, many people noticed Qin Haodong's existence. Although he had been with Lin Momo before, in some people's eyes, he was just a bodyguard or a follower. No one had thought that this plainly dressed young man would be Lin Momo's boyfriend. Wang Deshang said, "I don't care who you are. You can't stop me from pursuing Momo. As long as Momo is not married, I have the right to pursue her. Besides, you are just Momo's boyfriend. You are today, but not necessarily tomorrow. Maybe I will be the one accompanying Momo." The guests of the banquet watched the scene in front of them with great interest. They had not expected that the scene of fighting for a girlfriend, which they often saw in movies and TV plays, would be staged in front of them. However, no one was optimistic about Qin Haodong. Although this young man was not inferior to Wang Deshang in appearance, he was just an ordinary person. How could he compare with the heir of Haitian group? They believed that after Lin Momo's impulse, she would eventually choose Wang Deshang. As if to confirm this idea, Lin Momo said to Wang Deshang, "You're wrong. Haodong is not my boyfriend." Hearing this, many people's faces showed a look of relief. The plot had changed so fast that Lin Momo had changed her mind in just a few minutes. However, in everyone's opinion, Wang Deshang was also her best choice. Wang Deshang also smiled. For so many years, no woman had been able to escape from his palm, and Lin Momo was no exception. However, at this moment, Lin Momo said solemnly, "Qin Haodong is not my boyfriend. He is my man, the only man in my life." Her words were sonorous and powerful. This was a declaration of love, which blocked all of Wang Desheng's hopes. However, it also meant that she and Lin's group were completely standing on the opposite side of the Wang family. Sure enough, Wang Haiding was unhappy. It was not suitable for him to participate in his son's confession of love to Lin Momo. He had been watching quietly, but now he had to stand up and speak. Momo, as an elder, I advise you. As the saying goes, men are afraid of choosing the wrong career, and women are afraid of marrying the wrong man. Finding a man is the most important thing in a woman's life. Don't be emotional, or it will be too late to regret later. The first half of his words seemed to be exhortation, but the second half had become a naked threat. Lin Momo's face darkened, and she said coldly, Uncle Wang, choosing a man is my own business. I will only choose one man in my life, and I will never regret it. Seeing that Lin Momo was not threatened by him at all, Wang Haiding immediately changed his tone and said, Momo, we have always paid attention to the marriage between two families. Even if you don't choose Desheng, you have to find a man who matches you. How can this gigolo be worthy of you? You are the president, and he is just a little doctor. You are the only heir of Lin's group, and he is just a poor boy. How can he compare with our Desheng? Lin Momo stepped forward, held Qin Haodong's hand and said, the best choice I've made in my life is to choose Haodong. He's the best man in the world. If we're not a good match, it's me who doesn't deserve him. Everyone was shocked. In their opinion, Qin Haodong was just a toy boy who lived off a woman. They had not expected Lin Momo to speak so highly of him. Lin Momo continued to say, although Haodong is not a rich second generation, he is a pioneer. Although he is only a Chinese medicine practitioner, he has developed a blood revival elixir that can completely cure leukemia. Because of this, he can immediately enter the list of billionaires if he wants to. All of this depends on his personal efforts. He doesn't rely on his family or his parents. This kind of man is the best man I admire the most. He is not someone who inherits the family business and goes abroad to get gold. Lin Momo could not stand the Wang family's contempt for Qin Haodong. They directly compared him with Wang Desheng, which was a slap in the face. One relied on his family, while the other relied on himself. One was a rich second generation, while the other was a pioneer. It was clear who was superior. Chapter 315. Wang Haiding's face was livid. He hadn't expected that Lin Momo wouldn't show any respect to the Wang family. In contrast, Wang Desheng was much calmer. He said, Momo, I know he developed the blood revival elixir, but maybe he just happened to encounter a prescription that could cure leukemia. It's just luck. It doesn't prove that he's better than me. Although I was born in the Wang family and I'm a rich second generation in other people's eyes, I worked hard in M country on my own. For example, I won Maldini Jr.'s favor this time and made him consider investing in Wuxia. It's all because of my personal charm. It has nothing to do with my family. His speech was methodical and skillful. First, he silently denied Qin Haodong's achievements, and then he showed the greatest achievement of his life. How could an ordinary person win Maldini Jr.'s favor? After he said that, there was a warm applause on the scene. Many direct descendants of the Wang family cheered. It was definitely a proud thing to be able to establish a relationship with Maldini Jr. Wang Desheng smiled proudly. He believed that his achievement would make Lin Momo look up to him. However, Lin Momo didn't even look at him. She said lightly, don't think that only your success depends on your ability. Others' success depends on luck. Haodong developed the blood revival elixir because of his superb medical skills. Is your title of medical sage undeserved? Really? Wang Desheng said disdainfully, I think a person who dares to call himself medical sage at such a young age is absolutely arrogant. I'm afraid he's undeserved. As soon as he finished speaking, someone said angrily, the title of medical sage is earned by his medical skills. I, Gao Fengwen, will be the first to disagree with anyone who dares to say that medical sage is undeserved. As he spoke, Gao Fengwen walked into the crowd with the people of the Chinese Medicine Practitioner Association. He had admired Qin Haodong's medical skills and character. Now that someone dared to question Qin Haodong, he immediately stood up to refute. Mr. Wang, from what you just said, I found that you don't understand and respect Chinese medicine at all. I, Gao Fengwen, can give you an answer now. I refuse to join the so-called Hall of Medical Fame. And me, I, Shen Xiangfu, also refuse to join the Hall of Medical Fame. I, Zhong Sihai, refuse to join the Hall of Medical Fame. For a time, there was a lot of shouting. The people of the Jiangnan Chinese Medicine Association expressed their positions and unanimously refused the invitation to join the Wuxia Hall of Medical Fame. Although Wang Deshang looked calm, he was very shocked. He didn't expect Qin Haodong to have such a great appeal in the traditional Chinese medicine circle. His simple words could cause such a great response. Seeing that the Wang family's face had been trampled on one after another, Wang Daji could no longer control his temper and shouted, "You bad old men, who gave you the courage to shout in our Wang family? Without you, we can still set up the Hall of Medical Fame. Get out of here now. Guards, get them out of the clubhouse." Hearing his shout, more than a dozen security guards immediately rushed over to drive Gao Fengwen and the others out of the club. Wang Deshang could only sigh secretly when he saw his idiot younger brother driving him away. Without Gao Fengwen and other well-known traditional Chinese medicine doctors, could the Hall of Medical Fame still be called the Hall of Medical Fame? At the very least, its quality was much dimmer. However, there was no turning back now. For the sake of the Wang family's face, he could only let Wang Daji do what he wanted. Lin Momo glared at the father and son of the Wang family, took Qin Haodong's hand and said, "Since this is the Wang family's world, let's go." The Wang family's face was lost again and again. Wang Haiding could no longer control his anger and shouted angrily, "Lin Momo, think about it. You are a member of the Jiangnan Chamber of Commerce. If you dare to step out of the club, I will remove Lin's group from the Jiangnan Chamber of Commerce." Lin Momo stopped, looked back at him and said, "Wang Haiding, are you threatening me?" "So what if I am threatening you?" Wang Haiding said without showing weakness. "Well, you don't have to be removed. I officially announced that Lin's group will withdraw from the Jiangnan Chamber of Commerce. As long as the Wang family exists, it will not come back." Looking at Lin Momo's determined expression, Wang Deshang could only sigh again. Originally, there was still some room for negotiation, but now it was completely deadlocked because of his father and brother. Wang Haiding shouted, "Lin Momo, this is what you said. If I leave the Jiangnan Chamber of Commerce, Lin's group will no longer enjoy all the resources of the Chamber of Commerce. You can't ask me to come back then." Lin Momo sneered and said, "Do people like you have the resources of the Chamber of Commerce? I don't care." Qin Haodong stood next to her. He didn't care about the low-level flirting like the father and son of the Wang family at all. However, Lin Momo's reaction moved him deeply. As the president of the group, it was impossible for her not to care about the resources of the Jiangnan Chamber of Commerce. However, she had made a prompt decision to leave the Jiangnan Chamber of Commerce, which showed how important he was in her heart. Lin Momo's reaction was also beyond many people's expectations, but Wang Daji was very happy to see it. In the past, he had been defeated by Qin Haodong, and now he finally had a chance to take revenge. "Come on, throw these ignorant people out of the club." He knew Qin Haodong's temper very well. As long as the security guards drove them out, they would definitely fight. Although Qin Haodong was good at fighting, the security guards of the Jiangnan Club were elites hired by the Wang family with a high salary. There were nearly 100 of them. No matter how good this toy boy was, he could only beat 10 or 20 people, but could he beat 100 people? That was impossible. He had the idea of fishing in troubled waters. As long as Qin Haodong resisted a little, he would immediately let the security guards kill him. Anyway, if anything happened, the Wang family would be the behemoth. After the security guards received the order, dozens of people immediately surrounded Qin Haodong and the old Chinese medicine practitioners. Seeing all this, Wang Haiding did not say anything to stop them. He stood aside and watched coldly. He wanted to let others see that no matter who offended the Wang family, they had to pay the price. Otherwise, how could he establish his prestige as the president of the Jiangnan Chamber of Commerce in the future? Qin Haodong sneered. The father and son of the Wang family were really taking advantage of him. If he didn't get angry, did they think he was a sick cat? Just as he was about to explode, suddenly another security guard ran over and whispered something in the ears of Wang Haiding and Wang Deshang. Wang Haiding's expression changed, and he said with a happy face, "Stop it. The distinguished guest will be here soon. Come with me to welcome him." Then, he seemed to be unable to control his inner excitement. He said to the guests next to him, "I have good news. Mr. Maldini Jr., the president of Midas Investment Company, has arrived at the Jiangnan Club. Now I'm going to welcome him. I hope you can join me and let Mr. Maldini Jr. feel the friendliness and enthusiasm of the Celestial Empire." Hearing this news, everyone was excited. Wang Deshang had mentioned Maldini Jr. several times tonight. Some people even thought he was using Maldini Jr. to make himself look good. Who knew that Maldini Jr. did have such connections? Now the financial tycoon, who could catch a cold with a sneeze, had come in person. Now it seemed that Wang Deshang hadn't lied. Maldini Jr. did intend to invest in Haitian Group. Otherwise, he wouldn't have come all the way to the Celestial Empire. This made people think more highly of the young master of the Wang family. Although he was a rich second generation, he had won Maldini Jr.'s appreciation with his real ability. Otherwise, the assets of Haitian Group were nothing in Maldini Jr.'s eyes. The happiest person was Wang Deshang. He had invited Maldini Jr. first tonight, but Maldini had refused. Although his agent had said later that Maldini Jr. might come to the Jiangnan Club, he hadn't dared to announce the news because of the uncertainty. Now that Maldini Jr. had come in person, it meant that Wang Deshang had reached the peak of his life. Everyone rushed to the door, but as soon as they arrived at the door of the hall, a group of tall bodyguards came in from outside. These bodyguards were all tall, with an average height of more than 1.9 meters. There were black people and white people. They looked murderous and extraordinary. After entering the door, the bodyguards divided into two teams and made way for a white man in a suit and leather shoes to walk into the hall. This man was about 1.85 meters tall and looked like a typical European gentleman. There was a vague shadow of old Maldini in his eyes. Needless to say, this was Maldini Jr. It was the first time for the people present to see the legendary god of fortune. They were all very excited and wanted to leave a good impression in front of Maldini Jr. If the Midas Golds Company invested some money in them, they would soar to the sky and become rich. As the owner of the club and the president of the Jiangnan Chamber of Commerce, Wang Haiding was naturally the first in line. He walked in front of everyone with a smile on his face. He came to Maldini Jr. and bowed deeply. "Dear Mr. Maldini, welcome to the Celestial Empire. I'm Wang Haiding from Haitian Group." Before he could finish, he found that Maldini Jr. did not stop walking. Maldini Jr. ignored him, who was still bowing, and walked straight into the hall. He looked around as he walked, as if he was looking for someone. Wang Haiding stood up awkwardly, but then he felt relieved. Maldini Jr. was a world-famous financial magnate, so it was normal for him to ignore him. It seemed that Maldini Jr. only appreciated his son, Wang Deshang. He was here for his son. However, they were all members of the Wang family. As long as Maldini Jr. nodded, the Wang family would be greatly promoted and stand on the top of the entire Jiangnan province and even the Celestial Empire. Everyone else thought so, including Wang Deshang. Seeing Maldini Jr. looking around for him, Wang Desheng felt very proud. He straightened his collar, straightened his back, and stepped forward to greet Maldini Jr. "Dear Mr. Maldini Jr., welcome to the Celestial Empire." Wang Desheng bowed deeply to Maldini Jr. as he spoke. Then, a surprising scene appeared. Young Mancini didn't stop and kept walking inside, not even glancing at Wang Desheng. What was going on? Everyone present was stunned, including the father and son of the Wang family. It was understandable that Maldini Jr. ignored Wang Hating, but why did he ignore Wang Desheng? Did he know someone else in the Jiangnan Club? Wang Desheng stood up with a puzzled expression. He did not understand what Maldini Jr. was going to do. Isn't he here for me? Doesn't he appreciate my talent? Didn't he see me just now? When he was about to catch up with him, he saw Maldini Jr.'s eyes suddenly light up. His face was full of joy as he quickly walked into the hall. The bodyguards on both sides followed him closely. After pushing away the security guards surrounding Qin Haodong and the others, Maldini Jr. went straight to Qin Haodong, bowed deeply, and said respectfully, "Dear medical sage, I finally meet you." Chapter 316. After seeing this, the people who had been following Maldini Jr. were instantly frozen. They all stood there in a daze, unable to believe what they were seeing. Maldini Jr. was bowing to a young Wuxia man. What was going on? Ah! A scream suddenly rang out in the hall. It turned out that in order to verify whether she was dreaming or not, a woman put her male companion's finger in her mouth and bit it hard. When she heard her male companion's heart-wrenching scream, she confirmed that everything was real. After recognizing the facts in front of them, the way people looked at the Wang father and son changed again. Just now, the father and son had chased after Maldini Jr. and bowed, but Maldini Jr. had ignored them. Instead, he had turned around and bowed to Qin Haodong. They were all from Wuxia, but why was there such a big gap between them? What was this? This was a slap in the face. Moreover, hadn't Wang Desheng said that Maldini Jr. appreciated him very much? Hadn't he said that he had come to Wuxia to invest in him? Why hadn't he looked at him at all? What was going on? For a moment, many people questioned what Wang Desheng had just said. Judging from Maldini Jr.'s current behavior, it didn't look like he was going to invest in him at all. Qin Haodong nodded to Maldini Jr. and said, "Mr. Maldini Jr., welcome to Wuxia. Dear medical sage, you are my idol. The blood revival elixir you developed is really amazing, beyond my imagination. How about I invest in your Tangmen Traditional Chinese Medicine Company? I can invest 10 billion yuan, no, 20 billion yuan to help your company build factories in Europe and the United States and sell products all over the world. You only need to give me 20% of the shares." After Maldini Jr. finished speaking, people who had just closed their mouths opened again in surprise. An investment of 20 billion yuan in exchange for 20% of the shares meant that the market value of Tangmen Traditional Chinese Medicine Company was at least 100 billion yuan. What kind of concept was that? Wang Hating was known as one of the top 10 richest men in the south of the Yangtze River, but his assets were no more than 10 billion yuan. All the assets of the Jiangnan Chamber of Commerce added up were just over 100 billion yuan. No wonder Lin Momo was so confident and didn't need the resources of the Jiangnan Chamber of Commerce. At this time, the way they looked at Qin Haodong had completely changed. Just now, they thought that he was just a gigolo, but now they knew that although he had the capital to rely on his face, he had to rely on his ability to make a living. He was a real billionaire. In contrast, Wang Desheng's halo quickly dimmed. In the eyes of those rich ladies, he was not so outstanding. Seeing that the god of fortune he had invited was going to invest in Qin Haodong, Wang Desheng couldn't stay calm. He hurried forward and said respectfully, "Mr. Maldini Jr., didn't you say that you would invest in our Haitian group? Just now, I established the Wuxia Hall of Medical Fame and invited many famous doctors in Jiangnan City to join us. I won't let you down. Maldini Jr. stood up straight, looked back at Wang Deshang and said, the reason why I'm a little interested in the traditional Chinese medicine industry you mentioned is because of medical sage. The blood revival elixir developed by him is so excellent that I saw the magic of traditional Chinese medicine. That's why I want to inspect your company. I can directly invest in Medical Sage's company, but your project needs to be inspected. I'll do it after careful inspection. Right now, it's just an investment intention. People suddenly realized that Maldini Jr. had agreed to come to Wuxia and inspect Haitian Group's project not because he appreciated Wang Deshang, but because of Qin Haodong. Well, Wang Deshang was so embarrassed that he wanted to find a hole to hide in. He had always thought that Maldini Jr. appreciated his talent, but he didn't know that it was because of his rival in love. He had always been proud and arrogant. It was the first time in his life that someone had made him feel so dim. Wang Daji had been following him. He was a playboy who only knew how to eat, drink, and have fun. He had never heard of the Midas Investment Company before, nor did he know how high Maldini Jr.'s status was in the financial world. He only knew that Qin Haodong had made the Wang family suffer and lose face. At this time, new hatred and old hatred were added together. He shouted at the security guards next to him, "What are you idiots doing? I told you to drive this toy boy out a long time ago. What are you waiting for?" His idea was simple. He just needed to drive Qin Haodong out, but he didn't expect that things would be completely different now. Maldini Jr. had repeatedly shown his kindness to Qin Haodong, but he wanted to drive him out. It was obvious that he didn't want to give Maldini Jr. face. Sure enough, Maldini Jr.'s face suddenly became cold. He waved to the bodyguards around him and said, "Protect Mr. Medical Sage." The bodyguards of the Jiangnan Club had just been scolded, so they immediately rushed up to fight. However, they were no match for Maldini Jr.'s bodyguards. The tall and strong special forces quickly put down more than a dozen bodyguards. Wang Deshang came to his senses and quickly stopped the bodyguards of the Wang family. Maldini Jr. said angrily, "Wang Deshang, what are you doing?" Wang Deshang quickly explained, "I'm sorry, Mr. Maldini Jr. you misunderstood. My brother didn't do this to you. You know what? Mr. Medical Sage is my idol and the best friend of our Maldini family. How dare you do this to him? This is a challenge to our family." He pointed at Wang Deshang's nose and spoke angrily. His saliva sprayed on Wang Deshang's face, but Wang Deshang could only endure it. He didn't dare to show any dissatisfaction, because Maldini Jr. was someone the Wang family couldn't afford to provoke. Wang Daji was about to say something, but he was immediately stopped by Wang hating. He knew the consequences of angering Maldini Jr. Qin Haodong said, "Mr. Maldini Jr., since we're not welcome here, let's leave." Maldini Jr. said, "Mr. Medical Sage, can you tell me what happened here?" Qin Haodong glanced at Wang Deshang and Wang hating. Their hearts immediately trembled, and they had a bad feeling. They didn't expect Qin Haodong to have such a high status in Maldini Jr. They were afraid that the Wang family would be in trouble again. "Just now, the young master of the Wang family pursued my girlfriend in public, but was rejected. He wanted to drive us out and announced that my girlfriend would be removed from the Jiangnan Chamber of Commerce." In a few simple words, he clearly described what the father and son of the Wang family had just done. Although Wang Deshang wasn't a threat in his eyes, he didn't mind making trouble for his rival in love. B*****, what a B*****. Maldini Jr.'s Wuxia language was really limited, so he could only express his anger with these two words. He turned to look at Wang Deshang and said, "You disappoint me. How could you treat a friend of the Maldini family so rudely? I now announce that I will completely cancel my investment intention in Haitian Group." Wang Deshang hadn't expected such a result. It wasn't easy to get a chance to cooperate with Maldini Jr., but it was ruined just like that. The reason was that he had provoked Qin Haodong. Wang Haiding hurried forward and said, "Mr. Maldini Jr., there's a misunderstanding. I hope you can give our Wang family and Haitian group another chance. I'm now the president of the Jiangnan Chamber of Commerce. If you cooperate with Haitian group, you'll get a lot of help from the Jiangnan Chamber of Commerce." The Jiangnan Chamber of Commerce? Maldini Jr. sneered. "A small chamber of commerce of the south of the Yangtze River is nothing in our eyes. I now officially announce that the Chamber of Commerce of the south of the Yangtze River is hostile to our company. Any member of the Chamber of Commerce of the south of the Yangtze River will not get the chance to cooperate with us." Wang Haiding broke out in a cold sweat. He had originally wanted to increase his family's bargaining chips through the Jiangnan Chamber of Commerce, but he didn't expect that he would make Maldini Jr. hate him instead. The other members of the Chamber of Commerce had been watching from the sidelines. No matter who won the battle between the Wang family and Qin Haodong, it had nothing to do with them. However, they did not expect that Wang Haiding's words would drag them into the ditch. Some of them had wanted to find a chance to get close to Maldini Jr. and strive for as many opportunities as possible to cooperate with him. Now that this idea was completely shattered, they couldn't help but transfer their anger to Wang Haiding. At the same time, it also made people very curious. They didn't know what ability Qin Haodong had to make the arrogant Maldini Jr. respect him so much. The Wangs were completely dumbfounded. They didn't come to their senses until Qin Haodong, Maldini Jr. and the others left the Jiangnan Club. They had thought that they were just casually humiliating Qin Haodong, the little doctor. They had never dreamed that they would provoke Maldini Jr. Wang Haiding found that the members of the Jiangnan Chamber of Commerce, who had been surrounding him, no longer looked at him with respect. They even looked at him with hatred. They also left the Jiangnan Club. Wang Deshang looked depressed. Wang Daji still hadn't figured out what had happened. He said bitterly, "Father, do you want me to find some people to teach this foreign devil a lesson? You can't do anything right, but you're good at spoiling things." Wang Haiding slapped him to the ground and scolded, "Do you know who he is? How dare he do something to Maldini Jr. If you provoke him today, our family will go bankrupt tomorrow. The day after that, we will have to go begging. From now on, you'll stay at home. Not only can you not provoke Maldini Jr., but you're also not allowed to provoke Qin Haodong." Wang Daji covered his mouth. Only then did he realize what a big mess he had just made. After leaving the Jiangnan Club, Qin Haodong said goodbye to Gao Fengwen and the others. Then, he followed Maldini Jr. to the Hilton Hotel where he was staying. It was a 5-star hotel. Maldini Jr.'s assistant, Alice, had already arranged a room here in advance. When they arrived at Maldini Jr.'s presidential suite, Alice warmly invited Qin Haodong and Lin Momo to sit down. Then, she served them 2 cups of freshly made coffee and helped Maldini Jr. take off his suit. Qin Haodong took a sip of coffee and then looked at Alice up and down. This woman was extremely beautiful and had an unusually hot figure. Her curves were protruding, and the places that were supposed to be curvy were protruding. It was obvious that she had a lot of affection for Maldini Jr. It was a pity that Maldini Jr. didn't respond to her enthusiasm. After chatting for a while, Maldini Jr. said to Lin Momo, "Dear Miss Lin, can I have a word with Mr. Qin alone?" "Of course." Lin Momo stood up and walked into another room under Alice's guidance. There were only 2 people left in the room. Qin Haodong smiled and said, "Mr. Maldini Jr., you can say what you want to say now." Chapter 317. Maldini Jr. took a sip of his coffee and licked his lips. The world-famous financial magnate, the little god of wealth admired by thousands of people, seemed a little nervous at the moment. After a pause, he said, "Mr. Medical Sage, what do you think about the investment cooperation?" "I can think about it. When I'm ready to enter the European and American markets, we can talk about the cooperation in detail." Qin Haodong looked at him playfully and said, Mr. Maldini Jr., you don't just want to talk to me about this, do you? He could tell that the foreigner had something that he couldn't say, and it seemed to be related to his illness. Maldini Jr. was nervous and a little embarrassed. He said, Mr. Medical Sage, I want to tell you about my illness, which is also the main purpose of my trip to Wuxia. He had been suffering from a hidden disease for years, but he had not been treated well. Some time ago, Qin Haodong cured old Maldini's brain tumor with acupuncture. When he went back, he persuaded his son to come to Wuxia for treatment. At that time, Maldini Jr. did not believe in traditional Chinese medicine and thought it was impossible. It was not until a few days ago that the blood revival elixir was officially on the market. Maldini Jr. sent someone to learn more about the situation and confirmed that Qin Haodong had developed a medicine that could completely cure leukemia. Then, he believed in traditional Chinese medicine and his medical skills and immediately set off for Wuxia to seek treatment. What's wrong with you? Qin Haodong asked. Well, I heard that traditional Chinese medicine has a magical way to know the disease by touching the wrist. I don't know if it's true. Maldini Jr. did not directly answer Qin Haodong's question. Of course it's true. Traditional Chinese medicine pays attention to look, listen, question and feel the pulse. Can you feel my pulse? Of course. Qin Haodong reached out and put his hand on his pulse. In fact, he had already seen through Maldini Jr.'s condition. He just wanted to make a joke with him. After feeling the pulse, he was more sure of his opinion. The reason why Maldini Jr. was embarrassed to talk about it was that he suffered from a serious male disease. In the Wuxia proverb, it was called natural impotence. Since he was born, he had not played any other role except to pee. No wonder Lin Momo said that he was not married and had not had any scandals over the years. How could there be scandals under such circumstances? With his status, he must have pursued a lot of women over the years. However, the more women he pursued, the heavier his psychological burden would be. Not to mention flirting with the female assistant, Alice, Maldini Jr. wouldn't even look at her if she took off her clothes. After understanding the situation, Qin Haodong withdrew his hand. Maldini Jr. became more nervous and asked, Medical Sage, how is my illness? Over the years, he had secretly visited famous doctors all over the world, but there was no effect. The results of the hospital's examination showed that there was no problem with his physiological development, which made him very angry. If there was no problem, why couldn't the second master raise his head in front of women? Qin Haodong was very fond of this enthusiastic and straightforward foreigner, so he didn't embarrass him. He said, I already know your condition. Western medicine can't do anything about it. Only traditional Chinese medicine can help you. Medical Sage, do you mean that you can cure my illness? Although he came to Wuxia to seek medical treatment this time, he was also full of fear. At this moment, when he heard Qin Haodong said that his disease could be cured, his voice trembled with excitement. There's a saying in traditional Chinese medicine that prescribes the right medicine. As long as the cause of your disease is found, it will only take a few minutes to cure it. Qin Haodong said as he took out the needle bag, don't worry. I'll make you a peerless man in 10 minutes. It turned out that the reason why Maldini Jr. had a male dysfunction was that the meridian connecting the second master to the kidney was congenitally blocked. Without the nourishment of the kidney qi, the second master naturally couldn't raise his head. A male dysfunction caused by such a cause could not be cured by Western medicine. Even if it was a traditional Chinese medicine practitioner, only Qin Haodong, who had mastered the rejuvenating acupuncture method, could cure it. 10 minutes later, Qin Haodong withdrew all the silver needles in Maldini Jr.'s waist and asked, how do you feel now? My waist feels warm and comfortable, but it's still not enough, Maldini Jr. said with a little nervousness. Don't worry, there's one last step left. Qin Haodong said as he patted the Shinshu acupoint on the back of his waist and injected a wisp of green-wood genuine qi into it. In an instant, Maldini Jr.'s meridian, which had been blocked for more than 30 years, was instantly unblocked. The second master, who was naturally relieved, instantly stood up with his head held high and chest out. Feeling this unprecedented change, Maldini Jr. suddenly became extremely excited. He cried with tears streaming down his face, "I'm fine, I'm standing up, I finally stand up." He had hundreds of millions of yuan and countless beautiful women around him, but he could only look at them but not touch them. Only he knew this kind of pain. Now, his disease had been completely cured, and he could finally hold his head up high in the future. Qin Haodong patted him on the shoulder and said with a smile, "Mr. Maldini Jr., your disease has been completely cured. I wish you happiness tonight." After that, he knocked on the door of another room and left the hotel with Lin Momo, leaving the remaining space for Maldini Jr. and Alice. As Qin Haodong walked, a smile appeared on the corner of his mouth. He believed that Maldini Jr. would finally be able to hold his head high tonight. He could even hear Alice's scream. After getting in the car, Lin Momo asked, "Haodong, what's going on? Why is Maldini Jr. being so secretive? Does he have something important to tell you?" Qin Haodong told her about the process of the treatment and said, "Now you know why he has no girlfriend and no scandal, right?" This news still surprised Lin Momo. She didn't expect that a billionaire would have such an unspeakable secret. Qin Haodong said with a smile, "In fact, sometimes happiness is around you. What you think is very ordinary is what others desperately want, so we should go back and cherish our happy life." After that, he reached out and patted Lin Momo's thigh, giving her a meaningful look. "You're so annoying." Lin Momo certainly knew what Qin Haodong was thinking, and a touch of red floated over her face. Then she thought of something. She sighed again and said angrily, "Poor Xiao Xiao. She waited for that bastard for 5 years, but she didn't expect him to be an ungrateful wolf. Xiao Xiao is indeed a bit pitiful, but we are all adults. We choose our own path, so we can't blame others. That bastard Wang Deshang is to blame. Xiao Xiao is so good to him, and the Wang family also started with Xiao Xiao's father, but he turned around and ran to chase me. I really don't know if his head has been kicked by a donkey." Qin Haodong said, "Momo, calm down and think about it. Wang Deshang's pursuit of you is not that simple." "Not simple." Lin Momo was a very smart woman. Otherwise, she wouldn't have been the president of Lin's group at such a young age. She just lost her mind because of anger. After calming down and thinking for a few minutes, she said, "Now that you mention it, I also feel that something is wrong. Wang Deshang has never shown any affection for me before, and now he suddenly runs out to pursue me. It's a bit unusual. Moreover, he knows very well that Xiao Xiao and I are best friends. Even if he wants to chase a woman, he shouldn't chase me." Qin Haodong said, "So I think Wang Deshang is very suspicious." Lin Momo thought for a moment and said, "Does this have anything to do with the blood revival elixir?" "It's very likely." Qin Haodong said, "As you said, Wang Deshang doesn't show much affection for you, but now he suddenly came to confess in public. This is definitely not normal. Moreover, the current time is very special. Our blood revival elixir has just come on the market, which has attracted the attention of many people. In addition, he came back from M country, which can't help but make people suspicious." Lin Momo's face changed as she said, "You mean he has something to do with Wilson's company?" "This is just a possibility. I can't be completely sure. After all, the blood revival elixir is a golden goose that can lay golden eggs and attract wealth in the eyes of many people. Therefore, Wilson's company may not be the only one watching us. There may be other hidden enemies." He thought for a moment and said, "It can be seen that Wang Deshang knows nothing about traditional Chinese medicine, which shows that he doesn't like traditional Chinese medicine. Now he suddenly returned to China to invest in traditional Chinese medicine and set up the Wuxia Hall of Medical Fame. Even if he didn't come for our formula, he must have been stimulated by the blood revival elixir and wanted to get a share of the traditional Chinese medicine industry. Now that you mention it, I remember that Wang Desheng really doesn't believe in traditional Chinese medicine. When he was in college, he made many remarks against traditional Chinese medicine in student union activities. Now he suddenly wants to invest in traditional Chinese medicine. It's indeed a bit abnormal, Lin Momo said. What are you going to do? Qin Haodong said, let's wait and see. No matter what his purpose is, whether he likes traditional Chinese medicine or wants to get a share of the traditional Chinese medicine industry, as long as it is good for traditional Chinese medicine, I will welcome it. If it is bad for traditional Chinese medicine, then don't blame me. Speaking of this, his eyes became extremely fierce. Traditional Chinese medicine was now weak, and no one was allowed to be bad for traditional Chinese medicine. In the Wang family's villa, Wang Haiding and his son returned to their respective rooms with depressed expressions. After returning from the club, Wang Desheng had been very disappointed. However, when he closed the door, his expression immediately changed. The disappointment was swept away, as if he had become a different person. After confirming that the door was locked, he took out a separate mobile phone from the drawer and dialed a series of phone numbers. After the phone was connected, someone on the other side asked, "How's it going?" "It's not going very well. There have been some changes." Wang Desheng said, "Originally, I wanted to drive a wedge between Qin Haodong and Lin Momo by pursuing her, but now it seems that it won't work." "Why?" "With your charm for women, Lin Momo should be interested. As long as she is interested, Qin Haodong will naturally be dissatisfied with her." Wang Desheng said, "It's different this time. Not only is Lin Momo not interested in me at all, but she also resents me because of my ex-girlfriend. Moreover, Qin Haodong is very calm, as if he is very confident in Lin Momo. He doesn't show any signs of jealousy. It doesn't matter. Driving a wedge between them is not too important in our overall plan." The other side asked again, "How is the establishment of the Hall of Medical Fame going?" "It's just passable. It has been officially established, but I didn't expect Qin Haodong to be the president of the Chinese Medicine Practitioner Association. Because of him, nearly half of the famous doctors in Wuxia refused to join the Hall of Medical Fame. This damn guy is really a stumbling block for us." Wang Desheng said, "Qin Haodong is really a troublemaker. Because of him, the cooperation with Midas Investment Company has also changed. Maldini Jr. clearly refused to cooperate with me. If he wants to invest in the factory, he needs to solve the problem of funds again." Chapter 318. The person on the other side of the phone said, "It's nothing. We don't lack money. The reason why I asked you to contact Maldini Jr. was to deceive people. Since it doesn't work, our own investment company can do it. What you need to do now is to build the Hall of Medical Fame and the traditional Chinese medicine factory as soon as possible and speed up our plan. As for Qin Haodong, you'd better get the formula. If you can't get it, at least destroy Tangmen Traditional Chinese Medicine Company." Wang Desheng said respectfully, "Got it, boss. I'll work hard." After hanging up the phone, he took out a cigarette and started smoking. 5 minutes later, he put it out and picked up his cell phone to dial a number. After a busy day, Che Xiaoxiao returned to her room, took off her clothes and walked into the bathroom. After taking a shower, she dried her body with a bath towel. Looking at her beautiful face and sexy body in the mirror, she couldn't help but sigh. She had been waiting for 5 years. She didn't know when that man would come back. Did she have to wait until she looked old? Just as she was sighing, the phone on the bed suddenly rang. It was so late. Normally, no one would call. Was something wrong? She wrapped her body in a bath towel and walked over. When she saw the phone number on the phone, she trembled. The number had been unreachable for a long time, but it suddenly called today. She was surprised, happy, and wronged. Deshang, is that you? Che Xiaoxiao's voice was trembling. Xiao Xiao, it's me. I'm back. Wang Deshang's magnetic voice came from the phone. Deshang, is this true? I'm not dreaming, am I? Che Xiaoxiao choked and cried. Of course it's true. I promised you that I would come back, and I will fulfill my promise. Che Xiaoxiao cried for a long time and then said, It's been so long. Why didn't you call me? Why did you leave me waiting alone? Didn't I tell you that I was receiving special training in M country? During this period, I can't contact my family, no matter how close they are. Well, where are you? I'll come to see you right away. I've been waiting for 5 years. I can't wait for a quarter of an hour. Xiao Xiao, thank you for your hard work. I'll go find you now. Deshang, come here quickly, I want to see you right away. Che Xiaoxiao said excitedly. Don't worry, we'll be there soon. Wang Deshang hung up the phone and drove away from the Wang's villa. 10 minutes later, he appeared in Che Xiaoxiao's room with a smile. Grand completion. Che Xiaoxiao threw herself into his arms. Although she had 1,000 words in her heart, they all turned into tears and flowed down her cheeks uncontrollably. Xiao Xiao, I am back. Wang Deshang raised his hand to wipe the tears from the corners of Che Xiaoxiao's eyes and said gently, You've lost weight, but you've become more beautiful. Deshang, you're finally back. Do you know how much I've missed you in the past 5 years? Che Xiaoxiao said with tears in her eyes. I miss you too. You are the woman I love the most. As he spoke, Wang Deshang picked Che Xiaoxiao up and walked to the big bed inside. Early the next morning, the sun rose from the east and the sunlight shone through the window onto the big bed in the room. Che Xiaoxiao held Wang Deshang's arm tightly, her face full of satisfaction and happiness. Wang Deshang kissed Che Xiaoxiao's forehead and said, Okay, it's time to get up. Che Xiaoxiao said coquettishly, I won't get up. I want to be with you like this forever. Xiao Xiao, I came back to start a business this time. Why don't you come and help me? Okay, as long as I can see you every day, I'll do anything. Che Xiaoxiao agreed without hesitation. Are you willing to give up your current job? Looking at Wang Deshang's handsome face, Che Xiaoxiao said with an infatuated expression, Of course, I'm willing to give up my life for you. Don't worry, I won't let you down. Wang Deshang showed a charming smile and said, I'm going to develop the traditional Chinese medicine industry. I'll set up a traditional Chinese medicine company and a hall of medical fame. You are my woman. In order to make up for what I owe you all these years, I'm going to let you be the legal representative of both industries. Che Xiaoxiao was moved. She held his arm and said, Deshang, you don't have to. I don't want any compensation. I just want to be with you. No, I have to show my sincerity, Wang Deshang said sincerely. Wang Deshang said sincerely, you resign today, and then we'll go through the legal person procedures. Okay, I'll call the boss now. Che Xiaoxiao touched the mobile phone on the bedside table and directly dialed the phone number of the boss of the Jiangnan Hotel. Che Xiaoxiao had performed very well over the years. The boss hadn't expected her to suddenly resign. He kept trying to persuade her to stay and even offered to double her salary. However, Che Xiaoxiao was very determined and eventually resigned as the general manager. After hanging up the phone, she hugged Wang Deshang and said coquettishly, Okay, now I don't have a job. I want you to support me for the rest of my life. You'll soon be the big boss of 2 companies. I want you to support me in the future, Wang Deshang said, let's go have breakfast now and then go through the procedures. I've been interested in a traditional Chinese medicine company that's being auctioned these days. The price has been negotiated. Let's go through the transfer procedures today. Che Xiaoxiao said, Do you have to be so anxious? I want you to accompany me today. Of course I'm anxious. This is our first business. Time is money. We must hurry up and do it well. After breakfast, Che Xiaoxiao and Wang Deshang went through the procedures of the Wuxia Hall of Medical Fame and the traditional Chinese medicine factory. Because the preliminary work had been done, they were very fast and finished near noon. The registration of the Hall of Medical Fame was completed, and the traditional Chinese medicine factory was renamed the Wuxia Hall of Medical Fame Traditional Chinese Medicine Factory. The two industrial and commercial licenses were written in Che Xiaoxiao's name. Holding the two industrial and commercial licenses in her arms, Che Xiaoxiao's heart was full of emotion. She didn't care much about money, but Wang Deshang had handed over two companies to her, which was enough to show his feelings for her. Deshang, you really don't have to do this. You paid for it. You should be the boss. I just need to work for you. Wang Deshang said, what are you talking about? You're my woman. Of course, you're the boss's wife. I should work for you for the rest of my life. Che Xiaoxiao said with a happy face, well, what's mine is yours anyway. Wang Deshang said, it's almost noon. Let's ask Momo out for lunch. Okay, I also want to ask Momo out. I'll tell her the good news that you're back, so she won't always say that I've been cheated by you. Che Xiaoxiao took out her cell phone and excitedly dialed Lin Momo's number. At Tangmen Traditional Chinese Medicine Company, Maldini Jr. came to say goodbye to Qin Haodong in Lin Momo near noon. Today, he looked like a different person from yesterday. His eyebrows were full of excitement, and Alice was clinging to his arm like a little bird. Mr. Medical Sage, thank you. Thank you so much. I'm cured. I'm completely cured. Qin Haodong said jokingly, Mr. Maldini Jr., you didn't just get up, did you? Well. He said with a little embarrassment, I did get up a little late. Qin Haodong whispered in his ear, tell me the truth. How many times did you do it last night? Maldini Jr. first stretched out his left hand, then two fingers of his right hand. With an expression that only men could understand, he said, Mr. Medical Sage, after living for more than 30 years, I didn't know that being a man could be so good. Not bad. Not bad. Qin Haodong patted him on the shoulder and said with a smile, 7 times in one night. Maldini Jr. said, Mr. Medical Sage, I really want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. From now on, you'll be my lifelong friend. If you need anything, just tell me. I'll definitely do anything for my friend. He was really grateful to Qin Haodong from the bottom of his heart. If it weren't for this young man from Wuxia, he would never know what a man was in his life. He was afraid that he would never be able to raise his head. He also offered to pay $100 million for the treatment, but Qin Haodong refused. Maldini Jr. had already donated $100 million to the Chinese Medicine Association. This foreigner was a good person, so Qin Haodong was willing to help him. After chatting for a while, he officially said goodbye to Qin Haodong, Mr. Medical Sage, we're going back to M Country now. You're welcome to visit M Country when you have time. Are you in such a hurry? Why don't you have lunch before you go? Qin Haodong warmly asked him to stay. I won't have lunch. I still have a lot of things to deal with in M Country. See you later. As the president of Midas, Maldini Jr. did have a lot of things to deal with. It was not an exaggeration to say that he was very busy every day. Now that his illness had been cured, he immediately took his private plane back to M Country. After seeing off Maldini Jr. and the others, Lin Momo returned to the president's office and said, Haodong, do you think I should call Xiao Xiao and tell her that Wang Deshang is back? She had been struggling with this question for a long time. She didn't know whether she should call Che Xiaoxiao or not. If she didn't tell her, she would feel sorry for her best friend. If she told the truth, she was afraid that it would hurt Che Xiaoxiao. Qin Haodong said, I think you'd better not call her. What will you say if you call her? Will you say that Wang Deshang confessed to you in public? This will not only increase Che Xiaoxiao's pain, but I'm afraid you won't even be able to be friends. But if I don't say it, Xiao Xiao may wait for the rest of her life. But you said that she may suffer for the rest of her life. It can only be her misfortune to meet a man like Wang Deshang. While they were talking, Lin Momo's cell phone suddenly rang. She took it and looked at it. It turned out to be Che Xiaoxiao's phone number. She said nervously, "It's Xiao Xiao. What should I do?" Qin Haodong said, "Answer it first." "All right then." Lin Momo pressed the answer button. Before she could think about what to say, Che Xiaoxiao on the other side of the phone shouted excitedly, "Momo, I have good news for you." "What good news?" Lin Momo secretly breathed a sigh of relief. She had just thought that Che Xiaoxiao had heard about Wang Deshang's confession to her. Fortunately, that terrible thing had not happened. Deshang is back. My Deshang is finally back. Che Xiaoxiao shouted excitedly. Really? Congratulations to you. Lin Momo's reaction was very calm, but Che Xiaoxiao, who was excited, did not notice it. She continued to say, "Momo, I really feel so happy. Deshang said that we should have lunch together at noon. We haven't seen each other for a long time. Do you have time?" "Okay. Okay." Although Lin Momo did not want to see Wang Deshang again, she could not bear to refuse when she saw Che Xiaoxiao so excited, so she agreed. "Well, remember to bring your little doctor. See you at the Jiangnan Hotel." Che Xiaoxiao said and hung up the phone. Lin Momo looked back at Qin Haodong and said, "Wang Deshang asked Xiaoxiao to call us and ask us to have lunch together. I don't know what he is doing." Chapter 319. Qin Haodong said indifferently, "Who cares? Since you've agreed, let's go and have a look. As long as I'm here, Wang Deshang won't be able to cause any trouble." Lin Momo nodded and said, "This bastard just confessed his love to me. Why is he with Xiao Xiao again? I really don't know what he's doing. I'm worried that he'll hurt Xiao Xiao again. Don't guess. We'll know what's going on when we get there. Maybe he changed his mind after being rejected and found his conscience. He'll be with Xiao Xiao wholeheartedly in the future. That's impossible. Dogs can't stop eating shit. I've seen through Wang Deshang. He's just using Xiao Xiao." Lin Momo said, "I just don't understand. Now that Xiao Xiao's father is dead, what else can he use? Let's go and have a look. If there's a suitable opportunity, remind Xiao Xiao." Qin Haodong took Lin Momo's hand and walked out of the door with her. At the same time that Che Xiaoxiao called Lin Momo, Wang Deshang also received a call from Wang Daji. Wang Daji asked, "Brother, where are you?" Wang Deshang said, "I'm outside." "What's the matter?" "I have a picture of Qin Haodong with another woman. I forgot to take it out yesterday. Do you think it's useful?" Wang Deshang's face lit up and he said, "It's useful. Send it to me as soon as possible. This gigolo has affairs with several women, including the girl from the Nalan family and 2 women I don't know. Which one do you want?" "I want them all. The more, the better. Send it to me as soon as possible." Wang Deshang said excitedly. He had wanted to drive a wedge between Lin Momo and Qin Haodong yesterday, but he had failed. He hadn't expected that his idiot brother would have such photos. It seemed that he still had a chance. Soon, the photos were sent to him. Wang Deshang looked at them and couldn't help but feel a kind of uncontrollable jealousy. The photos Wang Daji had collected were very complete. There were photos of Nalan Wushuang, Nalan Wuxia, Qi Wan, and Hu Shaoxian. Any one of these women was a stunning beauty. They were smiling intimately with Qin Haodong. No wonder Wang Deshang was jealous. He had found many women in M country in the past few years, and there were many beautiful women among them. However, compared with these women, they were much worse. "Deshang, what are you looking at?" Che Xiaoxiao leaned over and asked. Wang Deshang suppressed his jealousy and put on a charming smile. He handed the phone to Che Xiaoxiao and said, "Take a look and you'll know." Che Xiaoxiao took the phone and looked at the photo. She said in surprise, "Isn't this the little Dr. Momo found? I didn't expect him to have so many women besides Momo." Wang Deshang said with a regretful expression, "Yes, I didn't expect Momo to find such a playboy after so many years of not looking for a boyfriend." Che Xiaoxiao said, "No, I have to show this to Momo, otherwise she must still be in the dark." Wang Deshang said pretentiously, "This is her business. It's not good for us to interfere too much. What if Momo is willing?" "What are you talking about? Momo is my best friend. I have to tell her about this." Che Xiaoxiao suddenly came to her senses and asked, "By the way, Deshang, where did you get these photos? You're not secretly following Momo, are you?" Wang Deshang said, "What kind of person do you think I am? I'm not that bored. Even if I wanted to find someone to follow, I would follow you, not Lin Momo. I don't need to follow you. You're the only man in my heart." Che Xiaoxiao kissed Wang Deshang on the cheek and asked, "What's with these photos? How did you get them?" Wang Deshang said, "It's Daji. He doesn't stay at home all day and runs around. He knows that Qin Haodong is Momo's boyfriend. Later, he saw Qin Haodong with another woman. He had nothing to do, so he hired a private detective to follow them and take so many photos. Daji is afraid that Momo will be cheated. He knows that we are classmates, so he just sent the photos to me and asked me to give them to Momo. But I don't want to do that. After all, it's her privacy. No, I have to tell Momo." Che Xiaoxiao didn't see that Wang Deshang was playing hard to get. In fact, he just wanted to send these photos to Lin Momo through her. Wang Deshang said reluctantly, "Well, tell her if you insist. But don't drag me into it. Don't tell her that I gave you these photos." "Okay, I won't tell her." Che Xiaoxiao said, "I'll show these photos to Momo in private. No matter what, I have to let her know. She can't be cheated and be a fool." While talking, they arrived at the Jiangnan Hotel and booked a private room. Soon, Lin Momo and Qin Haodong came in. "Momo, you're here." When Che Xiaoxiao saw Lin Momo, she immediately came over and held her arm. Then, she introduced Qin Haodong and Wang Deshang to each other. "This is my boyfriend, Wang Deshang, and this is Momo's boyfriend, Qin Haodong." Wang Deshang and Qin Haodong looked at each other. They both pretended that they didn't know each other and politely reached out their hands to shake hands. "Sit down, everyone." Che Xiaoxiao asked them to sit down. Then, she sat down close to Wang Deshang. The two of them interlocked their fingers with happy smiles on their faces. Lin Momo sighed secretly. Her good sister had completely fallen. It was impossible to expect her to wake up. She only hoped that Wang Deshang would stop being extreme and smile at Che Xiaoxiao. After ordering the food and wine, Che Xiaoxiao said, "Momo, Deshang came back from M country this time because he wants to expand the traditional Chinese medicine industry. In the future, you will be the bosses of the traditional Chinese medicine industry and business partners." Women always couldn't help showing off, especially when their lover was good to them. Che Xiaoxiao took out the 2 industrial and commercial licenses that she had just obtained and said to Lin Momo, "Momo, look, these are the 2 enterprises that Deshang has just set up. One is the Wuxia Hall of Medical Fame, and the other is the Hall of Medical Fame's traditional Chinese medicine factory." So fast. Lin Momo was slightly surprised. She knew that Wang Deshang was going to set up the Wuxia Hall of Medical Fame, but she hadn't expected that the factory would be built so soon. Che Xiaoxiao said proudly, "Yes, Deshang is efficient in everything he does. This traditional Chinese medicine factory was just acquired by him." The equipment in the factory is very complete, and it can start production right away. Lin Momo looked at the industrial and commercial licenses and asked in surprise, Xiao, why are the legal representatives all in your name? Well, Desheng said that I had waited for him for 5 years, and in order to compensate me, he put the 2 enterprises under my name. In fact, I said that it was not necessary, but he insisted on doing so. Che Xiaoxiao's face was full of happiness as she spoke. It had cost more than 300 million yuan to buy this traditional Chinese medicine factory, and he had put such a large amount of assets under her name. It could be seen that Wang Desheng loved her deeply. Lin Momo was very confused. A few minutes ago, she had speculated that Wang Desheng was using Che Xiaoxiao, but she couldn't understand why Wang Desheng would put hundreds of millions of assets under Che Xiaoxiao's name. Did he really find his conscience? Qin Haodong said, Xiao, now that you're the boss, will you still do the work of dreamy Jiangnan? Che Xiaoxiao said, no, I resigned from the boss this morning. From now on, I'll start a business with Desheng. If he gets rich, I'll get rich. If he begs, I'll beg. Wang Desheng said, don't worry, Xiao. I won't let you beg with me even if I have to sell my 2 kidneys. His words were soft and sweet. If she hadn't experienced it herself, she wouldn't have thought that this man had just confessed to another woman last night. Che Xiaoxiao said, Momo, you're a female entrepreneur, and Haodong is an expert in traditional Chinese medicine. We're newcomers in this industry. You have to teach us more in the future. You can't hide anything. While they were talking, the waiter had already brought up the wine and dishes. They ate and chatted. The atmosphere at the table seemed very harmonious under Che Xiaoxiao's leadership. After 3 rounds of wine and 5 dishes, Che Xiaoxiao said, Momo, I'm going to the bathroom to fix my makeup. Come with me. Okay, I'll go with you. Lin Momo also wanted to find a chance to persuade Che Xiaoxiao, so she left the room with her. After they left, Qin Haodong glanced at Wang Desheng and asked, Master Wang, what are you playing at? Wang Desheng smiled and said, I don't know what you want to ask. Qin Haodong said sarcastically, last night you just pursued Momo, and today you're with Xiao. Your emotions change really fast. It's nothing. It's easy to understand, Wang Desheng said sarcastically. Wang Desheng said, after yesterday's failure, I realized that Che Xiaoxiao loves me the most, so I chose to be with her and will cherish her for the rest of my life. Do you think I'll believe that? Qin Haodong sneered. Wang Desheng didn't care at all. He said lightly, it's up to you whether you believe it or not. I really think so. Otherwise, why would I put so many industries under Xiaoxiao's name? Although our Wang family is rich, such a big industry is not a small amount. I wouldn't joke about it. Although Qin Haodong suspected Wang Desheng, he couldn't refute him for a while. He said, let's not talk about Xiaoxiao first. Did you really come back to develop traditional Chinese medicine this time? Of course, I have to thank you. You showed me the value of the traditional Chinese medicine industry. The blood revival elixir is worth nearly 100 billion yuan. As a businessman, how can I not be jealous? Qin Haodong looked directly at him and said, I don't care if you use traditional Chinese medicine to make money, but if you do something harmful to traditional Chinese medicine, I will never forgive you. Wang Desheng laughed and said, you're really suspicious. I want to use traditional Chinese medicine to make money. How could I do something harmful to traditional Chinese medicine? Wouldn't that be destroying my own job? As I said, although our Wang family is rich, it doesn't grow on trees. I've invested so much money, so I naturally want to earn it back quickly and seek greater profits. After a pause, he said, in fact, you don't have to be so hostile to me. Although I pursued Momo yesterday, that's in the past. Now I love Xiao. I don't think we need to be enemies. On the contrary, we can be partners. Now my Hall of Medical Fame is recruiting famous doctors from all over the world. Your medical skills are good, so come to me. With your title as the medical sage, I can let you be the head of the Hall of Medical Fame. You can ask for anything. I can even accept an annual salary of tens of millions. Sorry, I'm not interested. Money is not very attractive to me. Qin Haodong said, although we are both in the traditional Chinese medicine industry, the essence is different. You want to use traditional Chinese medicine to make money, while I want to develop and expand the traditional Chinese medicine industry. We have different principles and cannot make plans together. Wang Desheng didn't seem surprised by this result. He shook his head and said, "It's a pity that I can't cooperate with the medical sage." Chapter 320. Meanwhile, Lin Momo and Che Xiaoxiao walked out of the bathroom and entered an empty private room. Lin Momo said, "Xiaoxiao, I don't think you should be with Wang Desheng anymore. He's really unreliable." Che Xiaoxiao said, "Momo, I've told you that you're prejudiced against Desheng. You used to say that he was lying to me and wouldn't come back. Now he's back to fulfill his promise, isn't he? Desheng said that I'm the only woman he loves. I think it's true." Lin Momo was speechless, but she couldn't tell her best friend about Wang Desheng's confession last night. "Xiaoxiao, why can't you see it? Wang Desheng has been using you all this time." "Using me?" Che Xiaoxiao giggled and said, "I'm all alone now. My parents are dead and my family is in decline. I don't have money to cheat, but I'm willing to cheat. What else can he use me for? Besides, Desheng registered hundreds of millions of assets under my name. How could he use me like that?" From the bottom of her heart, Lin Momo always felt that Wang Desheng was not reliable, but she couldn't find a reason to refute him. She really didn't understand why Wang Desheng registered hundreds of millions of assets under Che Xiaoxiao's name. "Momo, I know you're doing this for my own good, but Desheng is absolutely sincere to me. I can feel that myself." Che Xiaoxiao said, "Momo, I don't think the little doctor is very suitable for you. He's really good and excellent, but he's too much of a playboy." As she spoke, she took out her mobile phone and showed Lin Momo the photos she had received from Wang Desheng. "You see, Momo, he's not just with you. There are several other women out there." Che Xiaoxiao said as she flipped through the photos, "I have to say that the little doctor is really capable. The women he finds are more beautiful than the other. I really don't know how he got them." Then she looked at Lin Momo. She thought that her best friend would be furious when she saw these intimate photos. Unexpectedly, Lin Momo said calmly, "I know these people, and I know their relationship with Haodong, but I don't care." Che Xiaoxiao cried in surprise, "Momo, are you crazy? Or was he drugged by that little doctor?" "I'm neither crazy nor drugged." Lin Momo said, "Haodong absolutely loves me. He's willing to sacrifice everything for me, including his life. I think that's enough for a woman. Nothing else matters. All right, as long as you don't feel wronged." Che Xiaoxiao shook her head as she spoke, indicating that she did not understand. "You used to call me stupid, but now it seems that you're even more stupid than I am." Lin Momo smiled helplessly. She knew that neither of them could convince the other. Only time would tell whose choice was right. When the four of them sat down at the table again, they felt that the atmosphere had changed a little. Che Xiaoxiao was not as excited as before and seemed a little depressed. Wang Desheng said to Che Xiaoxiao, "Xiaoxiao, let's call it a day. There will be a press conference at 2 p.m. on the establishment of the Hall of Medical Fame. We have to go back early to prepare. As the president, you have a speech." Che Xiaoxiao nodded and said to Lin Momo and Qin Haodong, "Let's call it a day. We'll get together another day." The four of them left the hotel together and got into their respective cars. Lin Momo said to Qin Haodong, what do you think Wang Deshang is planning? How can she be true to Xiao Xiao? Qin Haodong said, it doesn't seem like it, but I can't figure out what the problem is. Yes. Wang Deshang is very selfish. He has always been using Xiao Xiao. This time, he suddenly put the assets of the enterprise under Xiao Xiao's name. It's really hard to understand. Qin Haodong said, don't think about it if you can't understand it. After a long time, the fox's tail will show sooner or later. Lin Momo sighed and said, in fact, I hope he really wants to be good to Xiao Xiao. That girl is pitiful enough now. Qin Haodong said, Xiao Xiao found you outside because she has something to say to you, right? Lin Momo said, she showed me a lot of photos of you with Wan, and Wushuang. There were photos of Xiao Xian, Wushuang, Wuxia, and Wan, She also advised me to stay away from you. Ah. Qin Haodong smiled awkwardly. This girl, she even took photos of me. I know Xiao Xiao. She definitely didn't take the photos. She just wanted to remind me not to be fooled by a gigolo like you. Lin Momo gave Qin Haodong a charming look, but she held his arm tighter. Qin Haodong said, since it wasn't Xiao Xiao, it must be Wang Deshang's doing. It seems that this guy still hasn't given up on you. Who knows? When I was in school, I felt that Wang Deshang was too scheming. Now, I can't see through him. Qin Haodong said, I didn't expect him to set up the Wuxia Hall of Medical Fame and the traditional Chinese medicine factory so quickly. I really don't understand what he wants to do. Is it just to make money? Lin Momo said with some uncertainty, it's hard to say. Maybe the Wang family is jealous of our blood revival elixir and wants to make a fortune in the traditional Chinese medicine industry. Qin Haodong said, I still think it's not that simple. Wang Deshang is probably plotting something. Lin Momo said, that's unlikely. The Wang family has also invested a lot of money this time. It's impossible that they don't want to make money. Moreover, no matter how insidious Wang Deshang is, what kind of conspiracy can he make? Do you think that their Chinese medicine factory can affect us? Qin Haodong said, I can't see through it. Anyway, it's right to be careful. While they were talking about Wang Deshang and Che Xiaoxiao were also talking about them. Xiao Xiao, have you shown the photos to Momo? I don't think she has any reaction. Che Xiaoxiao said, I've shown it to her, and I've told her everything. But Momo is really stupid. She said she knew the relationship between Qin Haodong and these women, but she didn't care. Wang Deshang was slightly stunned at first, then he felt a burst of jealousy. How could Qin Haodong make Lin Momo love him so much that she would even share a man with other women? What's wrong with you? Che Xiaoxiao looked at Wang Deshang and asked. Nothing. Wang Deshang quickly returned to normal and said, I'm just surprised by Momo's attitude. Yes, I'm also surprised. Momo always said I was stupid, but I didn't expect her to be more stubborn than me. Che Xiaoxiao said, Momo also advised me to be careful of you. She said that you might be using me. Wang Deshang's expression changed slightly as he said, what did you say? Do you believe Momo? Momo is my best friend. Of course, I believe what she says. Che Xiaoxiao stuck out her tongue and said, but I thought about it. You can lie to me all you want. Anyway, I don't have money now, so it's not a big deal to lie to you. I'll just take it as finding a prostitute for free. Then she giggled again, obviously not listening to Lin Momo's words at all. Wang Deshang's eyes flashed with imperceptible pride as he said, hurry up and get ready. Our press conference is about to begin. I've invited a lot of reporters from the media. Che Xiaoxiao said, it doesn't matter. As long as you're by my side, I'm not afraid of anything. At 2:00 in the afternoon, Wang Deshang and Che Xiaoxiao held their first press conference in the newly purchased traditional Chinese medicine factory. In addition to the two of them, Fu Hailong, the head of Xuanhu House, and Lu Baikuan, the head of Jishir Tang, were also on the rostrum. The two old men, with white hair and beards, looked like famous doctors. Other Chinese medicine practitioners who joined the Hall of Medical Fame were also sitting in the audience. At the beginning of the press conference, Wang Deshang announced the official establishment of the Wuxia Hall of Medical Fame and its traditional Chinese medicine factory. He asked Che Xiaoxiao to show the business licenses of the two companies to the reporters. "Mr. Wang, I want to ask, since you invested in the traditional Chinese medicine industry, why is Miss Che the legal person of these two companies?" Wang Deshang glanced at Che Xiaoxiao, and they smiled at each other. Then he said to the reporters, "Xiaoxiao is the person I love most and will be my wife in the future. What's mine is hers. It makes no difference whether the legal person of the two companies is me or her." Another reporter asked, "Mr. Wang, as far as I know, Haitian Group's main business was real estate and finance. Why did you suddenly enter the traditional Chinese medicine industry?" Wang Deshang said, "Although I've been wandering abroad for 5 years, I feel that my roots are still in Wuxia, so I've been thinking about how to come back and contribute to my motherland. Suddenly, I found that the traditional Chinese medicine industry is a good choice. It can promote Chinese culture and has great potential. Therefore, I decided to enter the traditional Chinese medicine industry. I want to make traditional Chinese medicine stronger and bigger. I want the whole world to see that traditional Chinese medicine in Wuxia is no worse than Western medicine." After his impassioned speech, there was a burst of warm applause. "Mr. Wang, I want to ask, what is the main business of the Wuxia Hall of Medical Fame after its establishment? In what ways will it contribute to the revitalization of traditional Chinese medicine?" Wang Deshang said, "The motto of the Wuxia Hall of Medical Fame is that doctors are benevolent and help the world. After the establishment of the Wuxia Hall of Medical Fame, the main business is divided into two parts. One part is public welfare. We will hold large-scale free clinics in Jiangnan City to treat ordinary people who can't afford to see a doctor. At the same time, we will help people learn how to take care of themselves and improve their physical fitness through the opening of famous doctors' lectures in major media. In addition, I'm a businessman, and a businessman should think about how to make money. The other part of the business of the Wuxia Hall of Medical Fame is to develop the traditional Chinese medicine industry and strive to develop better drugs. While relieving people's pain, it can also bring huge profits to our group. Mr. Wang, is your investment in the traditional Chinese medicine industry related to the great success of Tangmen Traditional Chinese Medicine Company? Will the Wuxia Hall of Medical Fame develop traditional Chinese medicine that can compare with the blood revival elixir in the future?" Wang Deshang said, "I have been optimistic about the traditional Chinese medicine industry in recent years. It has been my dream for many years to revitalize traditional Chinese medicine. The reason why I entered the traditional Chinese medicine industry has nothing to do with others. Moreover, I am optimistic about the strength of the Wuxia Hall of Medical Fame. The products developed by the Wuxia Hall of Medical Fame will definitely not be inferior to the blood revival elixir of Tangmen Traditional Chinese Medicine Company. Mr. Wang, the blood revival elixir can completely cure leukemia. Are you really confident?" Wang Deshang said confidently, "Of course I am. You will soon see the success of the Wuxia Hall of Medical Fame. Mr. Wang, as far as I know, the one who developed the blood revival elixir is Dr. Qin Haodong, who is known as the medical sage in Jiangnan. Where does your confidence come from?" "Of course, my confidence comes from the famous doctors of the Wuxia Hall of Medical Fame." Wang Deshang raised his hand and pointed to the traditional Chinese medicine practitioners sitting in the audience and said, "All of you here are famous doctors hired by the Wuxia Hall of Medical Fame. As for whether they are better than the medical sage, time will tell us." Chapter 321. Although it was only a few words, the reporters had keenly sensed the tension in Wang Deshang's tone, which made them extremely excited. The establishment of Tangmen Traditional Chinese Medicine Company was already the hottest news at the moment, and the establishment of the Wuxia Hall of Medical Fame could be said to have ignited another news point. If there were some sparks between the two news points, it would be a bigger news point, which was exactly what the reporters wanted. Mr. Wang, I would like to ask if what you just said can be regarded as a challenge to Tangmen Traditional Chinese Medicine Company. Challenge? Wang Desheng smiled disdainfully and said, as far as I know, Tangmen Traditional Chinese Medicine Company was only established a few days earlier than us. At present, they only have one product, the blood revival elixir. I really don't see anything worthy of our challenge. At most, they can be regarded as an industry competitor. Mr. Wang, Tangmen Traditional Chinese Medicine Company has a master of traditional Chinese medicine like the medical sage. Because of the existence of Dr. Qin, everyone speculates that there will be other heavyweight products in the future. Che Xiaoxiao felt that Wang Desheng had gone too far, so she kept winking at him, but Wang Desheng ignored her. He continued, the Wuxia Hall of Medical Fame doesn't have gimmicks like Medical Sage, Medical King, or Medical Fairy, but we have many excellent traditional Chinese medicine practitioners. At 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, the Wuxia Hall of Medical Fame will hold a free clinic in the Health Square. You are welcome to witness the glory of our famous doctors. Mr. Wang, the Jiangnan Traditional Chinese Medicine Association has just announced that there will be a free clinic in the Health Square at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. The Wuxia Hall of Medical Fame has chosen the same time and place as them. Is there any special meaning in this? In other words, are you trying to compete with the Chinese Medicine Association? Wang Desheng smiled and said, it's not as complicated as you think. Maybe it's just a coincidence. But when the time comes, everyone will know who is better and who is worse. Qin Haodong drove Lin Momo back to Tangmen Traditional Chinese Medicine Company and then drove to the Jiangnan Traditional Chinese Medicine Association. It had to be said that Gao Fengwen was quite efficient. After buying the primary school, he had already begun to plan to build a new office building. President Qin, you're here. Upon seeing Qin Haodong, Gao Fengwen immediately invited him into the temporary office. Shen Xiangfu and Zhong Sihai were also there. Qin Haodong sat down and asked, how's the preparation for tomorrow's free clinic? Gao Fengwen said, everything is ready. All 78 members of the Chinese Medicine Practitioner Association will participate. The venue is the Health Square, which is in line with the theme of the free clinic. The time is set at 9 a.m. Not bad. Qin Haodong nodded. How's the publicity going? Has the news spread? Shen Xiangfu said, the publicity is in place. Today, all the major media have published the news that our Chinese Medicine Practitioner Association is going to have a free clinic. At the same time, I also asked my disciples to publicize it on the internet. The effect is very good. While they were talking, a young man in his 20s ran in from outside with a mobile phone and shouted to Shen Xiangfu, Master, something happened. Shen Xiangfu said with dissatisfaction, what's the fuss? Can't you see the president is here? The young man glanced at Qin Haodong and said awkwardly, Master, Wuxia Traditional Chinese Medicine Practitioner just held a press conference. The guy named Wang Desheng said a lot of unfavorable things about our Chinese Medicine Practitioner Association. He also set the free clinic at 9 a.m. tomorrow in the Health Square. It's obvious that he wants to challenge us. Really? Shen Xiangfu said, is there a video? Show it to us. Yes. The young man put the mobile phone on the table and pressed the play button. It happened to be the scene of Wang Desheng answering the questions of the reporters at the press conference. After watching it, Gao Fengwen slapped the table and said angrily, Wang Desheng is so shameless. I really don't know who gave him the courage to look down on the medical skills of the medical sage. Is there anyone in Wuxia who has better medical skills than the medical sage? Zhong Sihai also said, he's really arrogant. How dare he say that he has developed a medicine comparable to the blood revival elixir? How is that possible? Shen Xiangfu shook his head and said, he dares to talk nonsense. I can only say that the ignorant are fearless. This guy doesn't know what traditional Chinese medicine is at all, let alone the value of the blood revival elixir. Qin Haodong just smiled after watching the video. Wang Deshang was obviously venting his dissatisfaction at being rejected by him. Shen Xiangfu said, President, this guy is so disrespectful to you. How can you still smile? Qin Haodong smiled and said, it's nothing. In the end, traditional Chinese medicine still depends on ability. I hope he can do what he says and come up with some decent medicines to promote the influence of traditional Chinese medicine in society. Zhong Sihai said, it's too difficult. Except for you, no one has been able to develop a magic medicine like the blood revival elixir for so many years. It's even more impossible for a layman like him to do it. Qin Haodong said, I think it's good to set up a hall of medical fame. It will bring together good traditional Chinese medicine practitioners, so it's easier to give full play to everyone's wisdom. For example, our Chinese Medicine Practitioner Association. The collective strength is definitely much greater than that of an individual. Shen Xiangfu said, that's different. How can Wang Deshang's Hall of Medical Fame compare to our Chinese Medicine Practitioner Association? We are dedicated to the development of traditional Chinese medicine. The president not only has excellent medical skills, but he has also donated $100 million to the association. Wang Deshang entered the traditional Chinese medicine industry just to make money. The two are different in nature. Shen Xiangfu said, it's not easy to take the road of industrialization of traditional Chinese medicine. There have been cases before, but they all failed. I don't understand why Wang Deshang, a layman, suddenly wants to invest in traditional Chinese medicine. Zhong Sihai said, why not? He must be jealous of the blood revival elixir. He thinks that if the president can set up Tangmen Traditional Chinese Medicine Company, he can set up a Wuxia Hall of Medical Fame. This kind of person only sees the success of others, but he can't see his own shortcomings. Qin Haodong said, I personally don't object to making money through the traditional Chinese medicine industry. It's also good for promoting traditional Chinese medicine. I'm just afraid that he will do something bad for traditional Chinese medicine. Gao Fengwen nodded and said, yes, I'm also afraid that he will do something bad for traditional Chinese medicine. Shen Xiangfu said, the most important thing is to prepare for tomorrow's free clinic. Our Chinese Medicine Association can't be defeated by the Wuxia Hall of Medical Fame. Zhong Sihai said confidently, don't worry. Although Fu Hailong and Lu Baikuan are really good, we have the medical sage on our side. How can we lose to them? Gao Fengwen said, yes, Wang Deshang chose to hold a free clinic on the same day as us. He's asking to be humiliated. Qin Haodong said with a smile, it's good to be confident, but we still have to take it seriously. Let's get ready. The next morning, in the health square of Jiangnan City, the banner of the Jiangnan Chinese Medicine Association was put up on the east side, and the sign of the Hall of Medical Fame was put up on the west side. Anyone could see that the east and the west side were obviously fighting. There were a total of 78 doctors of traditional Chinese medicine on Qin Haodong's side. Most of them were over 60 years old. If they insisted on a day of free medical treatment, they would certainly be exhausted in terms of physical strength. Therefore, Qin Haodong divided them into 39 groups of 2. Together with his own desk, there were a total of 40 desks. There was a similar number of doctors on the Hall of Medical Fame side, so the battle formation was basically the same. At 9 o'clock, the free clinic officially began. Because both sides had done enough publicity before, there were many patients who came to participate in the free clinic. Both the Traditional Chinese Medicine Association and the Hall of Medical Fame were surrounded by patients who came to see a doctor. However, an embarrassing scene soon appeared. Gao Fengwen and Shen Xiangfu all had a long line, but there was no one at Qin Haodong's desk. It looked empty. It was no wonder that the other old Chinese medicine practitioners were all wearing long robes and had long eyebrows and beards. They looked very dignified. He was only about 20 years old, so he didn't look like a traditional Chinese medicine practitioner. In addition, he had been afraid that it would be inconvenient for him to travel, so he had done some tricks when taking photos. He had cast a small illusion on his face, so no one had recognized him as the famous medical sage. Qin Haodong couldn't help but smile bitterly when he saw that everyone else was busy and he was the only one who was free. Would he have to get a fake beard and stick it on in the future? Just then, he heard someone shouting, Dr. Qin, I'm here." Qin Haodong looked up and saw Ma Sanbao leading a middle-aged man over. "Dr. Qin, this is a friend of mine. He has been suffering from leukemia for 2 or 3 years. This time, he came to Jiangnan City to buy the blood revival elixir, but he couldn't get it after waiting for a few days. Can you take a look at him? It would be best if you could sell him a blood revival elixir directly." Qin Haodong said, "Well, I'll take a look at him." As he spoke, Qin Haodong asked the middle-aged man to sit in front of his desk and began to feel his pulse. Soon, he withdrew his right hand and said, "In addition to leukemia, your liver is not very good. Well, I'll give you a prescription. After taking the blood revival elixir for 3 days, take the medicine according to this prescription. You will be cured in a week." He picked up a pen and paper, wrote a prescription, and gave it to the middle-aged man along with a box of blood revival elixir. He knew that he would definitely meet leukemia patients that day, so he had prepared some blood revival elixirs before coming. Now it was useful. "Thank you, Dr. Qin. Thank you so much." The middle-aged man gratefully took the prescription and the blood revival elixir. He took out a stack of bills and said, "Dr. Qin, how much do you need?" Qin Haodong said, "Today's free clinic is free. The blood revival elixir is a gift for you. Take it quickly." Since the blood revival elixir came out, the rule of sale was to take it on the spot and not take it away. "Well, thank you, Dr. Qin. Thank you very much. You are a living bodhisattva. I will set up a memorial tablet for you when I go home." The middle-aged man took the blood revival elixir after thanking him profusely. Then, he left with the prescription. Before leaving, Ma Sanbao said to the onlookers, "What are you looking at? You're really blind. Don't you recognize that this is medical sage Qin Haodong? There is no disease in this world that the medical sage can't cure. Hurry up to see a doctor. There will be no more shops like this if you miss this one." Only then did the others realize that this young man was the famous medical sage, Qin Haodong. "Oh my God, the medical sage is right in front of me, but I didn't recognize him. I want to see the medical sage, don't wait here. The medical sage is over there. What are you waiting for?" "The doctor who invented the blood revival elixir. My second uncle is worried about not being able to buy medicine. I'll go and line up for him now." After hearing that Qin Haodong was the medical sage, the surrounding patients immediately rushed over to line up like a swarm of bees. Those who were slower could only line up at the back. There was nothing in front of Qin Haodong just now, but in the blink of an eye, there was no end in sight. Chapter 322. Qin Haodong ignored Ma Sanbao and immediately began to busy himself. Although he was very fast, more and more patients came to see him after hearing the news. The queue in front of him was getting longer and longer. Soon, even the patients of the Hall of Medical Fame heard the news that the medical sage was seeing patients at the Chinese Medicine Practitioner Association. It didn't take long before there were only a few people left at the Hall of Medical Fame, while the Chinese Medicine Practitioner Association was overcrowded. Looking at the empty queue in front of her and the sea of people at the Chinese Medicine Practitioner Association, Che Xiaoxiao said to Wang Deshang, "Deshang, it seems that our influence here is not enough." Wang Deshang looked calm and said, "Don't worry. Sometimes fame alone won't last long. You also need real ability. Che Xiao didn't quite understand what he meant, but she didn't care. After all, the patient had the right to choose. If they didn't come to see them, there was nothing they could do. As time went by, it was already noon. There were fewer and fewer patients in the Hall of Medical Fame, but there were more and more patients in the Chinese Medicine Practitioner Association, which made the doctors very busy. At this moment, there was a disturbance in the crowd in the distance. Someone shouted, "Oh no, someone died. The doctor of the Chinese Medicine Practitioner Association killed someone." Following this shout, the others immediately scattered in all directions, leaving a circle in the middle. Gao Fengwen and the others were close to the location of the accident. When they heard the news, they immediately ran over. They saw a middle-aged man in his 50s lying on the ground, motionless. It seemed that he was no different from a dead man. Next to the middle-aged man, a yellow-haired middle-aged woman pointed at the nose of an old Chinese medicine doctor and scolded, "You quack, you killed my man. I don't want to live anymore. I'm going to kill you today." The old Chinese medicine practitioner's name was Zhou Jinping. Seeing the middle-aged woman making a scene, he quickly said, "You can't blame me. It has nothing to do with me. I just felt his pulse and he died. There must be other hidden diseases. You quack, you killed my man and you still don't admit it. I will tear your mouth." The yellow-haired woman grabbed Zhou Jinping's face as she spoke. Zhou Jinping quickly stepped back. His face was not scratched, but his robe was torn. Just then, the other people from the Chinese Medical Association rushed over and pulled the blonde woman away. Looking at the middle-aged man on the ground, Gao Fengwen asked Zhou Jinping, "What the hell is going on?" Zhou Jinping gasped for breath, tidied up his torn clothes, and said, "Vice President Gao, I'm not too sure either. This person said he came to see a doctor, but he sat here for less than 10 seconds. I just touched his wrist, and before I could even feel his pulse, he suddenly fell to the ground and died. This has absolutely nothing to do with my treatment." The yellow-haired woman shouted, "Bastard, quack, how can it have nothing to do with you? You killed my man. I'm not done with you. I'll send you to prison. I'll make you pay with your life." After this woman's disturbance, the other doctors also became nervous. As doctors, they were most afraid of encountering this kind of thing. If they really killed someone, not only would it affect their reputation, but it would also attract a large number of relevant departments to investigate them. They might even end up in jail. Gao Fengwen said, "Lady, don't worry. We're a volunteer clinic of the Chinese Medicine Association. If it's because of us, our association will never shirk the responsibility, but we must find out what exactly happened." The yellow-haired woman immediately screamed, "He's dead. Don't you know? It's your quack who killed my man. You must give me an explanation today, or I'll send you all to prison." At this time, Qin Haodong rushed over and glanced at the middle-aged man on the ground. Although his vitality was very weak, it had not completely disappeared. He said, "Who told you that the patient is dead? He's not dead now. Let me see his situation." Then he went over to treat the middle-aged man, but the yellow-haired woman opened her arms in front of him and shouted, "I'll never believe you Chinese medicine practitioners again. You've killed my man, and you still don't admit it." Qin Haodong said, "You have to let me check the patient's situation. As I said, he's not dead now. If you delay like this, he may really die." The yellow-haired woman cried, "Nonsense. I've already seen him. My man doesn't even have a heartbeat and breathing. How can you say that he's not dead? You're trying to shirk the responsibility." Qin Haodong said, "Don't worry. If it's our responsibility, we'll take it to the end. But if it's not our responsibility, it's impossible to force it on us." The yellow-haired woman glanced at him and said, "Who are you? What right do you have to say that here? Can you make the decision?" Gao Fengwen said, "This is Qin Haodong, the president of our Chinese Medicine Association. He can make the decision. Qin Haodong said, now can you let me see the patient's situation? The yellow-haired woman cried, no, you're all in cahoots. I've called 120 and the police. When the police come, they'll arrest you quacks and put you in prison. During the quarrel, a siren sounded. An ambulance and a police car drove over one after another. Naylan Wuxia, in uniform, walked into the crowd with several doctors. Naylan Wuxia first glanced at Qin Haodong and then said, what's going on? The yellow-haired woman cried first, Comrade police, you have to help me. These quacks killed my man. You must arrest them and put them in prison. Qin Haodong said, it's not like that. The patient suddenly fell ill here, but he's not dead yet. Naylan Wuxia said, sister, don't quarrel. Let the doctor check the patient's situation first. Don't delay the rescue. At this time, the doctor got out of the ambulance and came to the middle-aged man. A middle-aged female doctor wearing glasses listened to the heartbeat and looked at the pupils. Finally, she shook her head and said, there are signs of pupils dilation. The heartbeat and pulse have completely disappeared. There's no need to rescue him. Call the crematorium. After this conclusion was sent, the faces of the Chinese Medicine Association's doctors darkened. It seemed that they were really in big trouble. The yellow-haired woman cried, did you hear that? The heartbeat and pulse are gone. How can you say he's not dead? You quack. Seeing that the man was really dead, Zhou Zhengping cried with a livid face, although he's dead, it has nothing to do with me. He suddenly died. I can't touch his pulse and kill him. I suggest an autopsy to find out the patient's cause of death. The yellow-haired woman cried, Bullsh *T. My man is in good health. Today, he saw your free clinic, so he came to join in the fun. How could he suddenly die? You killed him. As she spoke, she began to cry loudly. Her sad appearance made people's hearts ache. Che Xiaoxiao and Wang Deshang were also among the crowd. Che Xiaoxiao said in a low voice, what the hell is going on? Don't tell me you'll kill him just by feeling his pulse. Wang Deshang sneered and said, who knows? As the saying goes, the higher you stand, the harder you fall. The Chinese Medicine Association is in big trouble this time. Qin Haodong glanced at the yellow-haired woman. Others were confused by the woman's illusion, but he could see clearly that although the woman was crying hard, she was not sad at all. It was all for others to see. The yellow-haired woman cried even more sadly, honey, how can you go like this? What about me and the child? Who will take care of my 80-year-old mother? Why is my life so bitter? Qin Haodong said, things have to be solved eventually. Tell me, what do you want? Maybe you can give me a number and I can satisfy you. Gao Fengwen said, President, this is not appropriate. Although this man is dead, it has nothing to do with our Chinese Medicine Association. I've been a Chinese medicine practitioner for so many years, but I've never heard of someone dying by touching the pulse. Qin Haodong said, anyway, he is dead. Let's see what his family has to say first. After hearing this, the yellow-haired woman seemed to be immediately refreshed. She stood up, wiped her tears and said, I also know that people can't come back to life. Anyway, he is dead, and there are children and old people at home who need to be taken care of. It's not easy for you to give free medical treatment here, so I reluctantly agree to settle it privately. The woman made a gesture of generosity and no longer pursuing the matter. Qin Haodong said, then what? How much do you want to pay for this? The yellow-haired woman said, as the saying goes, life is at stake. My husband is dead, and I have to take care of my mother and children at home. I don't want more from you. Just give me this number. She said as she stretched out an index finger. Zhou Zhengping said quickly, President, you can't agree. This man's death has nothing to do with me. Why should I give her 1 million? Quack, get out of my way. The woman shouted at Qin Haodong, I'm not talking about 1 million, but 10 million. Qin Haodong glanced at her and sneered, 10 million? Don't you think you're too greedy? The onlookers also burst into an uproar. Generally speaking, whether it was a traffic accident or a mine disaster, 1 million was generally a very high compensation. This woman actually asked for 10 million. It was obvious that she was going to ask for an exorbitant price. The yellow-haired woman shouted at the top of her voice, is 10 million a lot? How much money can buy my husband's life? I'll agree to settle it privately if you give me 10 million. Not a penny less, or I'll send you all to prison. Are you kidding me? Even if it's our responsibility, it's my own responsibility. What does it have to do with others? Zhou Zhengping said to Nalan Wuxia, officer, I request that the body be sealed, and then the forensic autopsy will analyze the cause of death. If it's my responsibility, I won't escape. If it has nothing to do with me, we won't pay a penny. The yellow-haired woman cried, bastard, is this your attitude to solve the problem? You killed someone, but you don't have any remorse. Qin Haodong waved his hand and stopped Zhou Zhengping, who still wanted to argue. He said, well, let me check the body. If it's confirmed that he's dead, I'm willing to pay you 10 million. What do you think? The middle-aged female doctor who had just confirmed the death had not left yet. Seeing Qin Haodong questioning her conclusion, she said discontentedly, he's really dead. Is there any doubt? Qin Haodong said, I'm stubborn. I have to verify it myself. The yellow-haired woman hesitated for a moment and said, are you sure you'll pay if you check it? Of course. Qin Haodong said, the premise is that he's really dead. The woman gritted her teeth as if she had made a very important decision. She moved aside and said, you check it. You're tuning into the Han Li's Wuxia Chronicles YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.